Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week's episode is sponsored by the rest of our Patreon members. Mike, who is bluejaydg@gmail.com, so I'm assuming that's Blue Jay Disc Golf. Jonathan Jolson, Leroy Frederick, another Mike, just Mike, Sean Dollard, Ali Muhammad Afar, Justin Muccelli, and Ryan Nelson. This week, Alex, Corey, Joe, Tim, and Randy are here. Evan should be on after Prospect Dubs, and Jamin may be on in a bit. We've also got a special guest this week, all the way from Albany, New York. Patt Jeffries is here. Thanks for joining us.
Stoked to be here.
We got a few events to get through and more proposed rules to talk about, but I can't have you on here without asking about the second tee.
Yeah, man, I get asked about it a lot. I moved around a lot as a kid. So I was born in Bend, Oregon, moved to Cooperstown, New York. But even when I was 7, I was like, I need to mark this in some significant way. Decided I'd go from Patrick to Pat with one T, like normal Pats like you do. But then in 6th grade, I moved again from Cooperstown to Oneonta, New York. And my friend Carl decided to change his name with a K. And for some reason, I thought I'd slap another T on there to somehow mark the transition. He quickly went back to spelling his name with a C, but the second T stuck for me, and it's been there ever since.
Okay, a couple questions here. So it's not like on your birth certificate, it's not 2 T's or anything like that?
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Is it Patrick on your birth certificate?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
1 T, Patrick.
I got you. Mine's just Pat, 3 letters.
Oh.
Yeah. My middle name is just the letter J. I was the 6th kid. My parents were very tired by that point. But you did bring up a second question. Did you say you were born in Bend, Oregon?
I was born in Bend, Oregon, yeah.
Isn't that where like the last Blockbuster Video is?
Yes, it was. And it was still there when I was living there like 5-10 years ago. Back in my day, I would rent N64 games from there. Yeah, and it's become like a disc golf mecca in a way. That's where like Nate Perkins lives near there, and Bevel Brewery, they do a lot of like post-production or live disc golf network stuff out of, because Nate Doss and Valerie Jenkins own that brewery and operate out of there. So
okay.
It's a pretty sweet spot.
Thank you. Like I said, we'll get all your origin stuff at some point. Does it bother you when I say Patt Jeffries?
No. Evan told me you love a running joke, so I take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Mind you, I don't do all the nicknames, but, it's more fun, I think, when you have something that stands out for the individual. But the problem is, I don't know most of the people, like, especially when I first started. Like, anybody who listened, like, I didn't know anybody. So I'm saying stuff, and I don't know if I'm offending them every time.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
Fancy pants.
He does love that, though. It's his username, like, for a bunch of stuff. So I'm pretty sure he loves that one.
Yeah, Fancy Pants is something I used to say years ago, but Corey's the one that really coined it for, who was it again, Corey?
Fucking Chris.
Lucier,
yeah.
Yeah, I would call people Fancy Pants. They could have jeans on, and I'd just call them, hey, Fancy Pants, what's going on? Chris Lucier, in fact, has Fancy Pants, so he's actually retired. I don't say it anymore. Once Corey started calling him Fancy Pants, I'm like, well, he does, in fact, have Fancy Pants. This weekend, I heard a lot of, like, nicknames and such. I think Jake Huey was announced as the winner as Jakey Huey, so spoiler for anybody who was waiting with bated breath to find out who won a Berg tournament in the MA3 division. And Randy came up with that, right? Randy, you were the first one to initiate Jakey Huey, right? Or at least question it.
Mm-hmm, that is right.
So I just like how that stuff travels is, I guess, the point of what I'm trying to say here.
Also, you got to be careful what you say, because shit kind of sticks sometimes.
Well, that's true. Like, I was there when it happened, but I didn't have any idea about we were talking about the Butler thing this past weekend. Jacob Bethel, the Butler. No, so just weird shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys hear that noise?
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
We didn't actually hear anything. I'll put it in post, but that was our breaking news segment. We have breaking news that'll be 5 or 6 days old by the time you hear it. Did you guys hear about Ethan Hatters this weekend?
Oh, boy.
Man.
Did we ever?
Was anybody following it?
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody was.
I think you had to be.
I was seeing, Danny White was posting, and it seemed like was he up like every round at the end of each round, or how'd that work?
Yeah, the first 3 rounds he was leading. The 4th round, because of the weather delay, he ended up losing a bunch of strokes, but ended up coming back to be 2 down, and then he quickly jumped back up in the 5th round.
He was actually in second after the first round, but I think the rest.
Oh, was he? Okay. Oh, that's right, because he was leading until the last card of the first round. You're right.
What division was he playing?
MJ18.
And this was at what tournament?
Junior Worlds. So all of like the age protected kid division.
This is why he doesn't take cash.
It's not Amateur Worlds.
Oh.
Junior Worlds.
Yeah, he's still waiting to do
You're right. You're
as
right.
well.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he has potential to go back next year and do it again.
Right.
But he also can do the thing in Buffalo later this year, right?
And Worlds,
Mhm.
yeah. But I mean, that is a statistic that would be interesting to know is like how much cash has Ethan denied taking, especially in the past 2 years. I'm sure it's more than my total career earnings.
Close to $2,000.
To be a major champion.
And yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Corey, I had a little bit of an issue seeing it at first because you posted for J-Dubs tomorrow. Is that him? Is that his picture?
That was a picture that the PDGA posted, on their page of Ethan.
When I first pulled up Facebook, the head was cut off. It was like from his chin down. And I saw Gorsage posted something about his hat. Then later on, I actually saw the PDGA post. The hat we've been talking about him not wearing, he actually wore that with the mini in it?
No. I think we were going back and forth in like one of our group chats or Disc Captain's group chats or something like that. And I made a joke. I made a couple jokes, but one of the jokes is I'm pretty sure I depleted a reservoir somewhere to have Gemini swap his hat out for him to put the actual mini head on his head, and it did a really good job. You can't even tell that AI swapped it, and I just think that's a good look for Ethan.
Oh, so that's okay. Then that must not have been the official one I saw. I thought I was looking at a PDGA post. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. He was.
I mean, it's slop, but
yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
I wonder how he feels because it's got to be. I mean, he's still in school. He's not only playing disc golf. He plays multiple sports, and Danny White's been in the community for a long time. So it's got to be awesome for him. It's awesome for Ethan, and I don't want to say it's awesome for the area to just kind of like claim him, but it's crazy that our Ethan that we've been playing disc golf with for 5, 6 years, 7 years is actual junior world championship winner.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about the kid that a few years ago was 14 years old, kicking everybody's ass in dubs as junior champion. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's at Saratoga Dubs now tonight, according to Danny.
Nice.
Right back at it.
Yeah, at the Helderberg Brewery after the event, there was maybe like 15 of us, and basically everyone was just glued to their phone for the last 2 or 3 holes, just refreshing, just to see how that would turn out, and everybody freaked out all at once when it was all over.
Except that one guy who had like Mint Mobile. Corey, I got a question for you because we got so much to talk about tonight, but I do have a very important question.
Oh, yeah.
Say you bought a dryer in the last 10 years, okay? Just a standard home dryer, and it died. How do you recycle that? This is just a random question, but like how much best case scenario could you get for recycling that?
Maybe someone on Marketplace comes and gives you $20 for it. Wait, does it work or no?
No.
Ooh, yeah, that's almost best case scenario for not a ton of effort is someone comes and get it for free and maybe even helps you get it out of your basement or wherever it is.
I'm not looking to dispose of one. I already did. I'm asking what's
theoretically?
like, yeah, like how much money, like somebody like you, not like me. Like, how much do you think you can squeeze out of it?
I mean, the metal on it is probably only worth $1 or $2. And if you really wanted to get into it, you could go through and strip the copper out of the cord of the motor, and then maybe that's like $2 a pound, maybe ish. So you're looking at maybe best case scenario like $12.
Okay.
It's electric.
Boogie woogie woogie. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, electric.
Then yeah, there's a decent amount of copper in that motor.
Okay. The reason I ask is I did have a dryer that died on me. I've replaced the heating element like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, I'm done with this. Because each time I think I lose another screw. Because those things are not meant to be taken apart and put back together. It just seems that way. So we're allowed 1 bulk item a week. So I was going to put it out in bulk, but you have to leave it there 24 hours ahead of time, which would have been Wednesday morning for Thursday morning pickup. I'm not getting up Wednesday morning, so I put it out Tuesday night. And my wife bet me $1 that it wouldn't be there by the time they picked up trash on Thursday. And I was editing on Wednesday, and by the time I got out to look, it was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and that thing was gone. So I was just curious how much you could actually profit from something like that. So it doesn't sound like it's a huge amount. If you've already got the stuff, though, like if you've already got a truck to bring it and you know where to bring it and you know what to do with it, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how those guys, I guess real quick, I was at my parents' house over the weekend. Their garbage night is Sunday, and they live on a dead-end street. They're like the third to last house and the entire dead end only has, I think, 10 houses on it. And the neighbors across the street had like stuff out for pickup, garbage bags, some other random junk. And literally, I was sitting in the living room, and within, I think, 10 minutes, 7 cars drove by. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? There's literally, it's garbage bags and like a broken chair and maybe a vacuum cleaner. That's probably what they saw from the corner, and like, oh, there might be some other stuff. But those guys that just load up some piece of shit pickup truck that should also probably be scrapped at the same time, they should just drive the whole thing and leave the compopulation there.
Okay.
I'm always shocked by what gets taken out of my garbage. My children put each other through a table like wrestlers, and somebody came and took that table that was broken in half. Just craziness.
He wasn't driving like a silver GMC pickup truck with a bunch of rust on it, right? Looking for something for the pyre.
No, it was a Chevy. It was silver though, but he had a tow behind.
A trailer.
A trailer. That's the word for it.
The dryer story did have a secondary function because I got rid of I had to get another dryer, and I waited on Friday. I had to wait for them to deliver the new dryer. So I had a bunch of time to kill. I put together the year in review for the Lemonheads, and I put it on the Patreon page. So if anybody's interested in seeing that, I fixed it. I put it up first, and I forgot that when I put up a podcast, it auto levels all the stuff for me. I pay extra for that because I'm lazy. But with this, since I just put it on the Patreon page, I didn't realize I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. So I had to do some tweaks and such. So if any Lemonheads are interested in hearing the year in review, you'll hear the Jacob the Butler Bethel story. You'll hear a little bit about montages and some other interesting stories. But you know, if enough people are interested, I could do something like that for like Discap, because they moved up. I don't know if Stony Kill wants to do a recap of all those tie-breaking losses, but
I think we're happy to put this year behind us.
Yeah, but I could also do even the New York champions, you know?
Even outside the Lemonheads, I was talking to Peter Hodge on Saturday, and he was loving it too. So it was pretty cool to hear that as well.
Yeah. I didn't put it as a regular podcast because it has such a focused...
Oh, yeah.
How many people on the team? 20, 30, something like that. But I thought it'd be fun. And like I said, I had time to kill.
Well, we loved it, Pat. It was great.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know there was a Patreon page. How do I find that?
Patreon.com.
Have you ever listened to an episode?
I'm a member.
Mm-hmm. You didn't get an email or anything?
Yeah, I thought you meant you didn't know that Patreon was a thing.
I've heard of Patreon.
You didn't know there was a place to log in, and
so you just paid for it without...
Apparently,
just happy to support. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're Greg Kurtz in it without the cash.
Yeah, you get
like
that cash every month.
mailing your check in.
That's right. Direct deposit.
Forever stamps are going up, dude.
Like I said, if anybody's interested, or I might just do it just to do it at some other point in time. But that's that. I wanted to mention a couple events that are coming up. I've been really dropping the ball on this one. Riverside is doing their first ever PDGA sanctioned event Sunday, August 2nd. When I saw August, I was like, oh, there's plenty of time to mention it. But no, we're halfway through. Actually, by the time this comes out, we're more than halfway through July. So Stacy Blasdell posted announcing Sir Didymus's defense. Be a part of history at Riverside Disc Golf Course as we host our first ever PDGA sanctioned tournament on Sunday, August 2nd. This fun, affordable amateur event is part of the PDGA TD Academy, and I'm thrilled to be running my first sanctioned tournament. No PDGA membership required. $15 non-member fee is waived. Registration includes 2 discs and a mini marker. Trophies for division winners. Spots are limited. Sign up and join us for a great day of disc golf. When I saw the name is called Sir Didymus's Defense, so I had to look it up. Pop quiz. Does anybody know who Sir Didymus is?
Alex.
I do not recognize that off the top of my head.
Okay. It's from an old movie. So it's Sir Didymus is the T-Tartagonist from Jim Henson's 1986 film Labyrinth. And a T-Tartagonist is the 4th most important character in a story, appearing just after the protagonist, deuteragonist, and tritagonist. So you just learned 2 things.
Is that the little dude in the armor?
Okay.
From the movie Labyrinth? No?
Dude, don't tell my wife, but I did not see that movie.
Oh, I'm a big Jennifer Connelly fan. So.
Oh, who isn't?
Nobody I hang out with.
You know what I did? Instead of watching Labyrinth, I watched Career Opportunities again. Anybody know? It was a horrible movie. All right, but yeah, so Riverside tournament, it's a Sunday, August 2nd. It'll be fun. It is limited because they've only got the 9 holes, so whatever that is, maybe they'll go up to 45, I suppose. But there's. I don't think it's a dog, right? It's the guy on the dog, Randy?
It's the guy on the dog, correct.
Yeah.
Is that a fox?
Looks like Rocket Raccoon's great-grandfather.
Sir Didymus, Corey. Come on.
He is very fox-like. That's a cool movie. I like that a lot.
I'm afraid to show my kids. It's like almost creepy It's creepy, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, the whole premise is that they steal a baby. So depending on,
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah.
Traumatize my kids.
Is that Max from The Little Mermaid?
You think
No.
the dog is also a cartoon dog?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is it like the real version of Max from Little Mermaid?
Or the Shaggy Dog, or the Shaggy DA, or all those movies.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, August 2nd for that. 2 discs and a mini marker. Trophies for division winners. I don't know much about it. The PDGA TD Academy?
You got to ask Terry Hudson about that. He's all about it.
Okay. The July monthly is at Greg's Place, Porcupine Springs. When's that? The 25th?
That sounds right.
That's typically when he does it. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't mentioned that much. I might try to see if he might come on next week because I would like to get him on before then. But in addition to the July monthly, the week before, they're going to be playing Porcupine Springs for the Discat Pro League, teeing off at 5:30 on July 22nd. It'll be the second ever singles rated round there. You going to that, Corey?
Yeah, maybe I'll have to try to leave work early for that one, assuming I don't have a big meeting. But I think I skipped it last year, so we'll see. I'll put more of an effort into it this time. Is it enough? We'll see. But
That's not yesterday, Wednesday. If you're listening to this, it's next Wednesday, the Wednesday before the monthly. So yeah, the Pro League is going to the spring, 5:30, July 22nd. Why don't we take a look at the Helderberg Championship 2 in Voorheesville, New York. Tournament director Randall Bemis, assistant tournament director Adam Nelson, and that was Thatcher Park, had 52 players. A few divisions here. I don't know if we want to do like a full round recap because, I mean, you're throwing one disc. It's like, oh, I pulled out my trusty, it's all the same. But I thought it would be interesting if people gave their impressions of the disc. If you have any like layout comments as well, it's mostly just throw it 150 feet and try to make a putt with a disc that likes to drop. I don't know.
I can answer that question with some feedback for the tournament director. I think next year the divisions should be split into I bag a berg and I don't bag a berg. Because that's what I want to see how people stack up. I told Adam that tonight. I thought it was funny. I'm in the don't bag a berg camp. I don't even think I own one. Now I do. Yeah, not my favorite disc, but it was fun. Tournament was great. I missed it last year, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did it, even though I don't like a berg.
I mean, it's a meme. It's not.
Oh, for sure.
It's the Helderberg Championship. I can't explain it better than that. It's just because it's called Helderberg.
You could have the Held a Berg.
I held the berg for
you show up
for two rounds.
You just hold on to it.
You're in the Helderberg or never Helderberg division.
Shout out Brian Monahan for showing up with his cart to carry. Would he bring 3 of his own bergs? I think,
and 4 meat sticks.
And
4 bergs.
Oh, and 4 bergs and 4 meat sticks. But he gave me one of the bergs for round 2 because it was base plastic, and I thought that might help me putt. It didn't.
Well, I'll go over some of the results, and we can talk about what people thought of the disc. We'll skip Evan because he already gave all of his opinions. I'm teasing.
Bing bong.
So FA3 Women's Amateur 3, Melissa Calabria won that. MA3, I played, and nobody else here played MA3. My feeling going into it was simple. I have never thrown a berg before. I throw forehand. Randy really scared me last year, or 2 years ago. And I don't mean this is not a knock. It's just because you were talking about the base plastic, and I was afraid that halfway through the round, the thing was just going to start turning into a roller disc for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'll play pro and just give them extra money. But I'm like, I'm not going to slow everything down by playing that. No, I liked it. I'm probably going to bag that. It's going to be, I think, a replacement for my approach discs, which are the putters from the Rockwall tournament, from the players pack for that. I mean, it made it worth the trip. I figured I was going out of my comfort zone, going to a course I never played, throwing a disc I never threw, and it turns out I'm going to end up throwing that disc. So for me, it was very beneficial. Much more beneficial for Jakey Huey, who won shooting -16. I believe he's in the camp there, Evan, of does bag a berg. I shot -9. He goes, oh, yeah, that's what I did in round 2. I was like, you dick. He beat Joey Harrington by 3 strokes in MA3. Del Potts shot -10 in the FA1 Women's Amateur 1 division, beat Alexis White by a stroke.
Back-to-back winner in FA1.
For the Helderberg?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the pick? That's, wow. Which one's the new one? One has a 2 on it. Okay. I couldn't tell. I'm sorry. I should have carbon dated those rocks and figured it out. But yeah, Randy's rock game has improved in a year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't realize how bad my handwriting was last year until I saw this year's. So I feel good about it, though.
The one on the right looks like you just took it from somebody's yard.
I was going to ask Randy is how much of a tilt does your house have now that you're just digging away the foundation?
Yeah. Now that I look at that rock, the last year's rock, it's all green. It could be green from being in the backyard.
Oh, it
at
is
the Potts
set.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did scrub these rocks before I painted them this year because they were a little green. So
I got two more questions actually.
Yeah.
One, does the Helderberg Championship 2 rock have a handle to it?
It's got a little stand to it, yeah.
Okay, so this is the thing. Last tournament, I spent a lot of time finding rocks that could stand up on their own. They were very specific. I did not have that much time this year. I bought $5 little plaque stands at Michael's, and they worked great. So I could just get flat shale of rocks.
And now, how big is that rock, or how much does it weigh, roughly?
It's slightly bigger than a disc.
Oh, okay. It just looks giant in the photo. I'm like, did you really give the FA1 winner, a freaking 60-pound boulder?
No, that went to the
like 3
distance
pounds.
champion, right? That one was massive.
That one was
Adam
huge.
said he almost dropped it.
But yeah, no, the original trophy is sat by the practice basket at the Potts for 2 years effectively. And now the second one is proudly displayed next to it.
Nice. Not on the mantle.
No.
It's got a stand and everything, man.
It's nice to look at while you're practicing, you know. You got a trophy to look up to.
All right. So yeah, Del Potts won the FA1. MA1. Evan, any other comments? Did you say you're not going to throw it anymore? You don't like it?
I don't think I will. I kind of signed up last minute. I don't want to say Randy bullied me, but
I did.
He was politely persistent, and I was free, so I figured why the heck not? Because I had received the email that said we were going to be playing a longer layout in round 2. So I asked him if I was going to have a bad time, and he went, maybe 4 holes. And that might have been accurate. I mean, I had a fun time. Got to play round 1 with Brian Monahan, Tim Goyette, and Colum. And I shot 7 down, which felt like okay for someone who doesn't bag a berg. Round 2, I did not do well, but got to play with Tim again, Chris Evanchuk, and someone else. Who was on our card, Tim? Oh, Mark Davidson. Yeah, who was always fun to play with. So it was fun. It just maybe not my favorite disc. That's okay.
All right. What were your thoughts, Tim?
I do not bag a berg. I will not bag a berg, but it was an awesome time, and I'll do it again for sure. And I think, Randy, that layout, both rounds, is pretty much perfect for that event. I don't have any critiques on any of the changes you guys made because it was just so much fun, I think.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, the feedback I got from Mindy Potts was she hated the island and she hated the double mando, and I will take that.
Fuck the double mando. Missed it left in round 1, right in round 2.
I made it the first round, didn't make it the second round, and I still didn't hate it. So I'll go. I'm good with it.
Critiquing myself, the only thing I noticed during the tournament was the double mando. I love it. I should have put the drop zone maybe 40 feet away.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I just put it right in between the mando, as if you just progress to the mando. That's like a pro tour level drop zone. That's not what the vibe was at that tournament. Like, people were probably taking 5s like instantly by missing the mando.
Like, your drop zone on 9 was 35 feet. Yeah,
exactly.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
I should have
sense,
done something more like that.
I did bogey it on both, but you're right. I felt a lot of because there's also, isn't there the road behind it too?
Yeah, and it's on a mound. Yeah, so like making an upshot from 30 feet or something, 120 feet, not the easiest thing ever.
I mean, I made the Mando twice, but I wasn't going to mention it.
I loved the hole, honestly. I loved the Mando part. I missed it in the second round myself, but
I liked it too. I just, I have to be contrarian. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think all the edits you and Adam made were really nice. It made it a very enjoyable day. It was a lot of fun. I do not like the berg, but I will definitely play that every single year it's around.
What about you, Pat? Do you throw a berg?
I used to throw a berg. I think it's like deadly accurate on forehand or backhand from like 150, but the range kicked it out a little bit because it just will pop up and kind of glide for me. I had a great time though. I mean, the disc golf community really showed out for such a silly event, and Adam and Randy put on a great time. I was sick of throwing the berg by the end of the day and missed glidey, flippy mid-ranges. But first round, I was with Justin Hickok, who's like my Lemonhead Stubbs brother. We always play together. And Leighton Scott, who can throw a country mile, and Connor Eckhart. We all shot really well, had a great time. Justin and Connor both shot 10 down. Leighton shot 9 down. I shot 8 down. Just the putting was really funny because they just drop like out of the sky. So you really got to pop it. B. Klein said you got to spin putt it, which I guess is true.
Is it going to make you bag a berg again or no?
No, I think I'm still a range guy. But the berg we got at the tournament, I brought a Glowberg and like a Eric Oakley berg. I like the ones we got, the like recycled plastic. Adam set one aside with me that almost had a little dome, so almost wanted to glide. So I don't know, maybe it'll kick out the range.
And you said you played with Connor Eckhart, right?
I did. Never met him before. Super nice guy from Niskayuna. He was taking pictures of the event too. I wonder if he'll post them somewhere.
I think I learned he's Con in Skip.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah,
Ooh, is he
that's
really?
what we did. Yeah, that's who we just. That's how he introduced himself to us.
It makes so
Yeah.
much sense.
Yeah,
Dude, that must have been like an ethereal moment right there.
It was a big,
a big
epiphany.
mind blown type emoji
Con.
blow. Yeah.
The first thing he said was, "I've changed my name because I know you don't like it." I didn't think I didn't like it so much as, unless I've said something in the past, but the last time I said his name, I thought I remember just in my head thinking like, oh, am I going to, well, I guess I said it out loud, but like, am I going to have to read every one of these fucking names? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't particularly Con, just that was the name that it fell on. And I'm like, I guess I got to say Con, you know?
Then he like won the next event or whatever. Like, oh yeah, see, you had
Yeah.
to say his name this time.
It just happened to fall there. But yeah, I guess he changed it. So next time we do Skip Ace, there's one event we haven't done. We probably won't get to it tonight, but if we do, we could see what his new name is. But he seemed nice. Joe, what'd you think of the Berg?
I'm a used to bag a Berg player, and it just reinforces why I love it and why I also hate it. So it's probably not going back into my bag, but brought back some memories. And I do like the disc that we got there. It was a little bit more stable than my other one, so I was flip-flopping back and forth depending on the tee box. But I enjoyed the day. It was amazing, and I've told Randy before, I loved the first tournament we had, and I even after that tournament said we need to make it 2 rounds, and was very happy that it was 2 rounds this time around. So awesome. But I played first round with Peter Fitzisti, Mark Davidson, and Sean Curry, who I think Sean had his girlfriend or wife following around with us, so we had it extra. Played all right. Went bogey free, but definitely I think it was the story of the day was just missing too many putts, 3 or 4 putts that I just either threw short on or threw right and the correct height and just, but overall I was happy with where I finished. In the first round, I was 3 back from the lead. Everybody was really bunched up, so there wasn't a whole lot of separation. And then second round, I got to play with Justin Park, Patt Jeffries, and Peter Newland. And the only thing I can really say about that is I finished with 6 birdies in a row, except for the last hole, which would have been my 7th birdie in a row and should have made that one, but finally got my shit together at the end of the second round. Started playing well. Moved up 4 or 5 spots for 5th place, I think. Yeah, nice. 5th place.
It was beautiful to watch. The last 3 holes, he hit like 40-plus foot putts because like hole 1 and hole 2 are not easy birdies with a Berg. So the fact he could get a Berg to go that far is impressive.
Yeah, hole 18 was honestly the one I was the happiest with. I just threw it and it went straight down the middle, hyzered out right to the basket, like 5-6 feet away. That was a fun round. That was the first time I really played with Pat. So
hell yeah. I'm glad you pronounced Peter's last name because I don't know if you look at that. He got 13th. He's got a crazy last name. Super nice guy from Port Jervis.
Yeah,
with the ponytail, the pigtails. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played with him in the first round, him and Josh Manko, I think. I played with a couple MA1s. And then I played with Joey Harrington, who came in second. And George Henry told his captain, he had the worst luck on, what's that, hole 8? The basket on the rock. His putt went past it and into those bushes. And he missed the next shot. Then the next putt rolled out of bounds. So I felt really bad because like Brandon was saying, he putts right with it. He throws it right. That one hole really just screwed up his day. But
yeah, that hole can do it.
Well, I felt bad because I'm like, oh, you can get your foot a little closer, in the bush to the disc. and then So I'm partially to blame, but sorry, George. Leighton Scott won the MA1 division, beat Brendan Klein by 4 strokes and Justin Park by 5. Kathleen Bemis won the highly contested FPO division with a 10 down.
I painted a rock for her and everything.
Hey.
I don't know why I did. It's just still sitting in the back of the car.
That's love.
Yep.
Alex, are you a burger or no?
Not so much a burger. Like Pat was saying, I have a range in my bag that's a very similar disc, probably a little less stable. So I had, experience throwing that sort of shape of disc. But the only other time I've thrown a Berg is at the other Helderberg Open. And my dad putts with Bergs. So I'll toss a couple of putts every once in a while just because I have his disc instead of mine.
Evan, does he go in the Bags of Berg or not Bags of Berg division next time?
If he putts with a Berg?
No. Absolutely. He has putted with it and he played it in the last tournament.
Oh, Alex?
Yeah.
No, if it's not in your regular everyday bag, you're not a Berg. And I would say also the used to guys, if they don't currently, that's all I want to know.
Fair. A ton of fun. I played with Randy both rounds. Both cards were incredible. I played with Randy, Peter, and Tucker, and then Randy, Peter, and Jay Gorsage. Can't ask for better cards both times. But yeah, no, I had a ton of fun. I didn't really play very well in round 2. I decided I wanted to throw OB a lot, but the first round I did respectably, so can't complain.
It's a bold strategy throwing OB.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. You can have some interesting shots there, it's stuff that nobody else gets to do that day. But yeah, generally wouldn't recommend.
I was worried about that disc turning into a roller. The only problem I ever had on it was on that hole 7. I was getting tired. I only had a couple holes to go, second round, forehand and everything. Your arm gets a bit tired. And then I turned that puppy into a roller, and it wasn't even a putt. It was still a pitch up. So, Randy, do you putt with a berg?
I bag a berg. I do not putt with a berg.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. I don't think anybody in their right mind would putt with a berg.
Except for Alex's dad, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Alex, is your dad in his right mind?
Probably.
Okay. Well, you better judge than I would be. I don't know.
Brian Monahan putts with a berg.
Well, we know he's not in his right mind.
Right. I mean, he likes me, so that means he's really bad. Yeah.
I thought it went really well. I really appreciate Adam doing all the talking for the day. I got to just do my TD stuff, putting stuff out, getting stuff ready, and trying to time stuff. So I think we have a good working relationship running a tournament, so we'll probably just keep doing it. Another highlight was meeting Ivan Marmota, who I think is a legendary character at this point. You've said his name so many times. On the card, we were walking by, and I go to like Tucker and maybe Alex, because I know everyone on the card like listens to the show, trying to be quiet. I was like, that's him, guys. That's Ivan. And Ivan could hear me because apparently I don't talk quiet enough. And he's standing over like a 20-foot putt, which with a berg is not the easiest putt ever. Thank goodness he made it, because apparently I totally razzed him by calling him out as a celebrity. So sorry, Ivan.
You hit him with the Irish whisper.
Yep.
And you learned that that's not his real name.
I did learn that's not his real name, which I kind of always knew, but didn't want to. And I've already wiped his real name from my memory because I don't want to know it.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep.
Like Ivan Marmota, I'm looking at it right now. That's his PDGA name.
Yeah.
So he said he used a different name at a different tournament. I don't remember what he had said.
Like literally Swamp Monster. He changed his PDGA account name to Swamp Monster just for one tournament because it was like on brand. I don't remember the whole story, but I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. One of the whole swamp. That's crazy. So are you going to bag this particular berg?
Probably not unless something happens to the one in my bag. I throw a full glow berg. It's kind of the hardest plastic they make. 99% of my throws of the berg are a forehand like Anheuser. I don't really use it for backhands. I might use it to lay up with, depending on like the situation, just because it's a really slow disc. The one from the tournament I found was a little bit more stable, which was good to have variation during the tournament, but I don't really want to like mess with what I got in my tournament bag. So it'll sit on the shelf for now.
That's what I liked about it was when I throw forehand, I'm usually like a Heiser forehand, and this you almost have to throw an Anheuser, but it holds it so well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been throwing the AVR like that with the Anheuser, and it works. But this thing, you don't have to worry about it catching and going too far away.
Mm-hmm.
I see here you didn't make the cash line.
No, I had a good day. I just missed every putt outside of like 20 feet. And I wasn't having a bad putting day. Like I'd let it go and I think it was going in, and then it would just hit the cage like dead center, but didn't go in. I would try to correct and it seemed to just not matter. I think my very final putt of the day was like a 22 footer, and I absolutely like smashed it, like the right height, everything. And I just like looked at my hands like, you idiot. Like, why did it take you 36 holes to figure out how to, putt with like a little bit of nose up to get it there? Because I think that's all it took. If you get the nose up a tiny bit, it'll get a little bit more glide and it'll get there. But I just couldn't figure it out all day.
So you came in 6th. Kyle Hirsch, 5th place, last cash. Justin Muccelli in 4th. The Dubs cheat code, Peter Hodge in 3rd. Duncan Farquharson in 2nd. And your winner with a minus 27, Tucker Kozlowski. 2-time Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Year, Tucker Kozlowski.
I played with him first round, and he was doing some like air bounce shots with it, which I thought was really pretty rad. And I think the Berg does that shot pretty well, actually, because it'll like slow itself down and kind of like parachute. Yeah, he was getting wild. It was like he threw it all the time, even though pretty sure he doesn't.
I myself, and I saw a couple other people having difficulty. Okay, so after you play the double Mando, is that 10?
Yeah, double Mando's 10. So then the next hole 11 is the par 4.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people trying to forehand, like tomahawk over the trees there.
Ooh, yeah, not the best.
It's funny because going into the last hole, Joey Harrington, he was really close up to the left side, and he was really contemplating trying to go through the gut and trying to get lucky, I guess, going through all the trees. He said there was some kind of line.
Yeah, there's like a little walking path that I think if you'd have to get lucky, but it's possible.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you're doing so well. Throw the tomahawk. If you don't make the corner, you'll probably still get your par. You're far enough up. And he did. He threw the tomahawk and he pinned it. It was like 5 feet, 6 feet away. And
That's
I
awesome.
took all the credit for that shot. So you're welcome, Joey Harrington. I left. My arm was done anyway, but the distance competition, how'd that go?
Yeah, it went well. It did seem like a fair amount of the field didn't participate, which I understand the bergs just don't go super far. Adam had a rangefinder. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I threw first that I could run out into the field and be the thing he would shoot with the rangefinder. He was really nice to say that I'm wide so that he could hit me with it. So thanks, Adam.
Like the side of a barn.
I asked if I should bring like my bag or the lid off of our tote, like something for him to shoot with the rangefinder. He said, no, you're wide. So I'll take that as a compliment.
He can hit you in the eye from back there. No problem.
Yeah. So I put mine out to like 250 something, I believe. And then for a little bit, nobody was getting past that. I think Alex and maybe Tucker were like really close, but just like maybe a foot short or something like that. So Leighton Scott threw the first one that actually made me kind of have to turn around. And so he beat me by like a full 25 feet. And so I run back to his for them to range it. And then a handful of people went. And then Duncan's, I could tell like before it was even halfway to me that it was going to pass me. Like with the Berg, you can tell really, really early if it has enough velocity to go anywhere. So Duncan actually got past 300 feet and it was absolutely smashed. So yeah, super impressive. The ladies also did the throw off as well. And Kat threw it further than a lot of the guys. And I think Alexis only beat her by a foot somewhere around the 200 foot mark. They chucked it.
Nice. Where were you, Corey? That was probably the most common question.
That day, I was riding a 3-wheeler and shooting pistols. That's what I was doing.
So like 8th grade again?
Yeah.
Like at the same time?
I had the mullet fly in. I got that 3-wheeler up on 2 wheels. Didn't break my neck. So I didn't get the full experience of the 80s, but...
This was the baby shower?
Yeah, I think Tim mentioned you said, he's probably had a baby shower because this time of year you tend to do a lot of baby showers. So
I do have one coming up, a diaper party, but no, this was a family reunion-esque thing.
Oh, nice. When you say diaper party, is that for kids or adults?
That is actually a good question. I feel like people aren't asking enough of when people mention diaper parties, but this one is actually for a child.
Yeah, because why can't it go the other way? Is the Helderberg Championship 3 going to be 3 rounds?
I don't know if it's going to be 3 rounds. That was a fun bit. I know we deterred a couple people making it 2 rounds versus 1. I think there is a nice aspect of doing a 1-round tournament in the summer. You have the whole day ahead of you afterwards, but people did ask for 2 rounds. So no, I think we'll probably keep it 2 rounds.
You could always take a page out of Andy Romanski's book and do a division of 1-rounders.
I did think about that actually, like referencing the tournaments she's ran. I kind of want there to be some difference. I don't know if the park will let us do glow, but like I've thought about seeing if we could do a glow round. I think that would be fun. Having, a short layout, playing glow, that could be 1 round.
Yeah, plus if you do 1 round and it's just its own division, then the skill variety might be way too wide. So there's that too.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't throw bergs, like they play the tournament because it's a fun little tournament. But like we skipped a year, and I think that's kind of probably a good way to do it. I don't think people need new bergs every year. It might lose its charm if I do it every single year. So we'll see if I can do glow at Thatcher. Maybe I would do it next year, but we'll find out.
When you say to do glow, though, would it be the Helderberg Championship 3 is 2 rounds during the day, and then the 3rd round would be just a separate glow round?
That would be a lot.
No, I know. That's why I'm asking.
That's not what I was thinking.
Okay.
No, I was just thinking of doing a glow round, basically. Maybe if it's 1 round, I could add some extra holes and make it, like 20-something holes. Because there is the property to do that with extra baskets. And thank you, Corey, for letting me borrow your premium basket. So it wasn't a bee hole, but a berg hole.
Yeah, where's my shit?
You'll get it back tomorrow. Relax.
Oh, I got to bring my truck again?
I don't know. That's your problem now.
I'm pretty sure he recycled it for the metal. There's some copper in it or something.
So, Randy, as far as you know, is this the only Berg exclusive tournament in the world?
I have done no research at all. when we reach out to Casta to get the disc, I kind of expected them to give us some sort of reaction, but they don't care at all, it seems, because it's kind of lame. Maybe they're just, that's just how they do business. Maybe we have to like push them on it, but like I would have loved some swag from them or something, because we're really representing their company for like no cost to them. So I don't know if it keeps being successful, maybe. But yeah, like the Polecat tournaments, like those get a lot of support from Innova. I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely other bergs. There's the Glitch, the Polecat, the Berg. I've definitely seen other berg tournaments posted elsewhere.
But since he did no research, Randy can legitimately say, as far as he knows, this is the only one.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that Polecat is not four-handed friendly. I will tell you that.
No, I think the Berg is way more fun. Than the
this
Polecat.
one particularly, yeah. Not that I have vast experience with it, but I really, really liked it. Just not putting with it. We're going to rate the tournament. Evan, using the par, bogey, birdie system, what do you give it? The Helderberg Championship 2, what's your rating?
It's a tap-in par because I missed my berg putt.
That's fair. Joe, what do you got?
I'm going to give it a birdie. I've been waiting for this tournament for 2 years. I was excited about it last time. I was even more excited about it this time, being 2 rounds. The layouts were perfect. I think the changes that were made for this tournament were great, and I was very happy after finishing it up. So
definitely. Randy, your unbiased opinion?
I was going to say I'd abstain.
Okay,
I don't know.
That's fair.
How did it go compared to your expectations?
I think it did go off really well. The only thing, I didn't realize how fast everyone was going to play.
It did go fast, right?
Lunch was at like 11, so I might have to like calculate for that next time. Move the schedule up a little bit or start a little later, either one. But we finished at a weird time. The food truck wasn't even at the brewery yet when we all got there. We were like an hour ahead of schedule.
I thought the timing was great. I had a show to get to in Saratoga, a band called Mullet, which is an 80s cover band. And so I was kind of pushing it on time with the schedule you had put out. And then the fact that we got done early, I was like, awesome, I can make it without any trouble. So,
well, now we know where Corey was that night.
Yeah, he was the lead singer.
Yeah. Tim, what's your rating?
I'm going to go with a tap-in par.
Right.
Same reason. You missed your putt, but it was great. Everything was fun about it. It was awesome. You felt good about it. It was a good time.
Corey, you weren't even there. What's your rating based on what you heard?
I'm going to mention just as selfless of a reason as Joe mentioned, but I'm going to get it an F because it was on a bad day and I couldn't play it. I was really hoping to make some comment about the distance competition when Randy said like he was in the lead with 250. I'm like, God damn it, dude. But there's no way I was going to throw a berg farther than Duncan. So
there were no trees in the way either this time.
Yeah.
So your rating's an F, but your FOMO rating sounds like an A++.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Pat, what do you got?
I'm going to go birdie. I feel like just the stoke was really high. Everyone realized how silly it is to throw that thing for 36 holes. And I just kept seeing people laughing and having a great time. So that's all I can ask for.
Wait, did you say you were from Colorado or Oregon? Or neither?
Oregon originally. Stoke?
Yeah, Stoke. Yeah. Dude, the Nar, dude. We just shredded it.
Dude, you got that upstate Buffalo accent, Corey.
Yeah, close.
Alex, what's your rating?
I'm going to go with a par. I can't think of anything I would have wanted to see that wasn't there, but I recommended a spot for the distance throw off and Randy didn't use it. So that's why he gets a par in my book.
Adam didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, these ratings are personal. And that's why my rating, I thought I was going to be the only one, but I'm giving it a birdie. Because like I said, going into it, it was a disc I'd never thrown. I was out of my comfort zone on a course I've never played. And I'm probably going to end up bagging that disc. I still have to learn to throw it because the reason I'm going to use it is probably for approaches. And I didn't have to approach very often. That was my biggest fear was like, don't screw up the drive because then you don't have to make that second shot. And the only time it really burned me was on the double Mando. That's the farthest second shot I had to throw for the day. And there were like 3 or 4 Port Jervis people. I drove an hour, 45 minutes. These fuckers drove over 2 hours. Like they're an extra half hour from me with Warwick AMs, like 30 minutes from them. And they instead went up to Thatcher Park and played that tournament. It was that much of a draw.
I did beg week after week on here. So I think at least I got a few people from that.
I'm going to argue that Adam did most of the begging. No?
Yeah.
Randy, you can take credit for me.
And don't wait 2 years. Do it again next year.
We'll see. I really don't know if people need that many bergs. I don't know.
Do the glow thing. That sounds cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So Yeah, no, I gave it a birdie, and it was supposed to be a lot more dramatic, but 2 other fools gave it a birdie. So that's pretty good. I mean, for one disc, not that everybody's going to be ragging on it because Randy's here, but I can't think of many negatives other than not picking Alex's distance shot. But
I mean, someone did give the tournament a rating of an F, so quad bogey.
But the FOMO rating of an A, so it cancels it out. So the only person who rated it poorly wanted to be there so badly they rated it an F. But that is the Helderberg. Is it Helderberg?
I say Helderberg, but
yeah,
soft R.
Can you give a quick recap of where the name came from?
Yeah, so the Thatcher Park sits on the Helderberg Escarpment, which is a pretty unique geologic feature. It's where like a fault line, that might be the wrong word. I learned on trivia one of these nights it wasn't fault, but basically the earth pushed itself up and out and exposed that massive rock face that kind of forms the park. And one night standing in line for beers at Northway, me and Adam mentioned the word Berg and Helderberg at the same time, and that's literally where it came from.
All right. That's for west of the Mississippi there. But yeah, Helderberg Championship 2 success. The other event we had was the OKDGC Circuit Challenge in Valencia, New York. It's Valencia, right? Not Valletie?
Correct.
All right. Mindy Potts, tournament director. This is one of the 3-disc challenge, Alex?
Yep, 3 discs for the event itself, and you had the option to buy a 4th disc, but you couldn't use it for the event.
What were the 3 discs?
So the putter was the Electron Eclipse range, which is a glow-based plastic range, which is pretty similar in feel to a Berg, but as I'd said before, it's a little less stable, arguably a little more glide, but it's that same sort of style of disc. It's a similar profile, and it's not really meant to glide that much. The mid-range was the Paradox. I believe it was a particle proton paradox, which is a very flippy mid-range. And then the Cypher was a flippy fairway driver, like 7-speed, and that was in proton plastic.
The range, now you and Pat both mentioned you guys bag those. Do you bag them as putting putters?
No, not for me. It's a nice approach disc for me.
Pat?
Yeah, same. I do not like putting with it. It's like a Berg, it's like inverted a little bit, anti-glide, but it's like a little flippier and will hold like an Annie on a forehand for my speed a lot better. So that's what I use it for.
But for this event, that's your putter though, right?
Yeah, 2 days in a row. Anti-glide putters.
Your putt's gonna be fucked up. All right. I'll give some results and then we'll hear what you guys thought. FA3 Women's Amateur 3, Millie Smith won that division, beat Melissa Calabria. Lenny Rabune using his wizard skills to beat Joseph Goyette III. I yelled at Tim because he wrote Goyette on his disc. I'm like, dude, there's like 47 Goyettes playing now. You can't just put your last name and no number or anything on your disc. But I think he was the only Goyette at the Berg event. So
I was. It wasn't the next time.
But yeah, Joseph Goyette came in second, shot -4. Dustin Bolduc came in third at -1. I don't know if I mentioned it. Lenny shot at -6. Jennifer Park won the FA2 Women's Amateur 2 division. Tim, you played MA2?
I did.
Do you throw any of these discs?
I used to throw range. I do not throw it anymore. A Paradox is kind of tough to throw. And the Cypher, I don't know if it was in production before this.
Yeah, this is the first time anyone's had their hands on a Cypher.
All right. What did you think?
The disc, I don't know. I think the Cypher's fine. I think it's a good disc. I feel like MVP is just kind of like making the same disc with a different name repeatedly. I feel like it's a rhythm or maybe like a little bit more stable insanity. The Paradox, like I said, it's very hard to throw uncontrollably, and especially in an open field with a good amount of wind. But it was good. And the range, actually, I kind of like the range flew. It felt good in your hand. The base plastic, rather than most of them nowadays are some sort of premier electron plastic or something like that. So that felt pretty good. But it was fun. We played with Brandon Klein and Devin Lamke. So we had a Lemonheads card, and that was very enjoyable. A lot of fun. We had a good time.
Dude, you played with 2 of my Nemesis.
I did. I played with your entire Nemesis card.
Wow.
And B. Klein shredded with this he doesn't throw, which is very funny to watch. Every time in the B. Klein fashion, he would say, like, I don't like MVP this, I don't like this, and then he'd throw a complete bomb with it. It was just really funny. Or he had a great putt from 60 feet. But yeah, he knew how to play gimmick disc rounds. It was pretty entertaining. But yeah, it was a great day. Of course, once there's tee pads in there, that red layout is going to be a lot of fun to be able to play. I think just some of the shots with the ground running up a hill to throw a shot or down a hill without a flat tee pad makes it a little bit tougher, but you can definitely see where the lines are how that course is going to be. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So it's full 18 holes. We have gold tees and red tees set up for all 18. A couple of the back 9 gold tees aren't quite ready, but none of them have tee pads at the moment. It's all natural tees.
And what did you play for the tournament?
Everyone played the red layout, especially with the gimmick discs. I think it's just a much better plan.
Yeah, some of those greens on that course are going to be absolutely fantastic. There's 3 or 4 greens that I remember looking at that I'm just like, oh, get some playing time on this, clean it up a little bit without once the tee pad. Those greens are going to be a lot of fun. There's a good amount of danger, but they're like just beautiful as you walk by. I forget which one. Is it 16 where it's up in the back corner on a hill? If you go high, you have a downhill putt. If you're down low, you have it's just a nice. It looks really good and it's very clean. You can tell it's going to be a lot of fun once everything's finished over there.
Did you putt with the range? The only reason I ask is I've seen people like for one of these 3-disc tournaments, sometimes they'll putt with the mid range.
If the mid range was anything but that Proton plastic, I would have thought about it, but my thumb just sticks to the top of that plastic. And I know I did one of these a few years ago. I tried to do that because the putter that they gave you was that plastic and it just was terrible. So I was happy that the range was base plastic. It was easier to putt with, but I still can't putt with a Berg or a range.
Or whatever your preferred putter is.
That also is very true. It didn't really change too much for me, but...
Are any of these discs going to stay in your bag?
As much as I just made fun of the Cypher, I don't know. That one would be the one that probably would have a chance because it does flip up really, really nice and really easily. I got to throw it a little bit more, but that might be a straight fairway because I throw in a lot of hyzer. So it might be a good one for the bag.
Argue and say that you're going to Cypher on it.
Yes, I am going to Cypher on it.
When I lived in Memphis, I had a buddy who would say, yeah, let me Cypher on that for a few minutes. So I don't think he knew what Cypher meant, but how did you think you played? Were you happy?
Yeah, I was happy for them until hole 4. Hole 4 crushed my soul and my spirit and really made me happy I wore long pants. And it also made me happy that we started on hole 8 because it was the end of the round, because that hole took me into the parking lot and beat the crap out of me. So, yeah, I had a good time except for that hole.
All right. Alex, why did you giggle? Did you know what hole before he said it?
I didn't, but yeah, hole 4 and hole 5 are probably the hardest holes on the red course. And hole 4 specifically, there are a lot of places where you can potentially lose a disc. It's very thick. The fairway is pretty clean, but if you're off the fairway by even, 5 feet, it's very thick, very tough to find your disc. So I'm not surprised.
Lots of thorns, lots of stinging needles, lots of things that without long pants on, you would be having a very miserable day.
Yeah, we are doing our best to get rid of all those thorns. You wouldn't believe how many were out there when we started.
Oh, I can imagine just with what's still there.
All right, Pat, do you throw any of these discs? We know you throw the range, and we know you don't putt with it, but what about the other two?
Throw the range. I don't think it's been released in base plastic before, so I was excited to see that. No, every Paradox I've thrown is just like a wind sail. It flips so easily, but I thought this one actually had a touch more stability, and the Cypher just came out. So, yeah, I like MVP. I like Proton Plastic a lot, so I was really excited about this event. I've been to the course once before on dubs. Alex and Minnie just put on a great event. I mean, we haven't said, but they had like so much watermelon-themed gear to like raffle off, and they brought watermelon to eat, watermelon candy, just like it was fully tricked out with all that stuff. So it was a great theme. The big arms, I feel people were like worried about how flippy all the discs are going to be, but I think I just throw nose up and not very fast. So at first I like wasn't trusting them to flip, and they wouldn't flip. And then I took a bogey on like a 175-foot hole, and B. Klein has been my nemesis lately. And I looked at the live scores, and he was like 5 down, and I was 1 up, and it just made me so mad because he just talks smack to me all the time.
And the entire round, he talks smack to him from a different card.
Oh, his voice carries so loud.
Yeah, Pat was in front of us, and every time Pat made a shot, B. Klein had to throw something out into the middle of the field to yell something at him. So it was a great little rivalry. Oh, God. Words.
You and words, man.
Oh, man.
Is he your nemesis, would you say?
100%. I mean, he's a lemon head. I love playing with him, even though he talks smack, and he'll just give me unsolicited advice all the time. That's like, I think he's trying to help, but then it gets in my head. I'm like, damn, maybe I should put my nose up when I putt more. We've shot the same exact round for like 5 tournament rounds in a row. We've been doing side bets lately, and he crushed me at the Berg Championship. So I really wanted to get him at this one. Once I figured out the disc, I got like 6 birdies in a row and it was close, but he got me by a stroke at the end. And he bought me an ice cream because I think he felt bad for me. So that was nice.
That is nice. But Brandon Klein, nemesis of anybody named Pat.
Yeah.
Other than the range, either of them going to stay in your bag?
I think the Paradox could be good for like certain crazy courses that require a big flip, like that meat hook Prospect, where you just need to go super right. Is that hole 12 or something? And then the Cypher, I think it's more stable than the -3 1 fade turn would suggest, for me at least. So that's flying almost like a Boca. But yeah, I want to work that into my bag somehow for sure.
All right. Like you said, Brandon Klein won the MA2 division. Mindy Potts wins the FA1 Women's Amateur 1 division.
I think she enjoyed things, and I know she was pretty tight with Alexis the whole day, so I'm sure she's glad to take down the course, and I'm sure she got plenty of course karma because she's been out there just as much, if not more than me, over the last couple of weeks, making sure the course is all ready. So yeah, really appreciate all her help in getting that going.
Yeah, got her by 1 stroke, so that was, definitely a tight one. Looks like Leighton Scott won the MA1 division. Did he win it at the Berg too?
He did.
Okay, back to back.
Yeah, I feel like we can confidently say he's not an 873 rated player at this point.
Did he find shoes?
No.
He played in slip-ons.
The socks and sandals.
And he won.
Yep.
Cool.
Is he going to confidently win the Summer Battle Royale?
Potentially. I think I have him winning.
I don't think I ever got to do the vote thing.
I think I have him losing to Luke Kotleski, but
okay.
He's very good.
And the FPO division, back-to-back days, Kathleen Bemis is your winner. She beat Megan Mercier. Randy, we haven't gotten to you yet, but I mean, this is starting to, she's like skip acing you here.
Well, I mean, maybe we should check in on Skip Ace real quick. No, she had a great weekend. And we had the kids in tow. I can talk about it more later, but we had the kids in tow for half the round, and Kat still, she played great. And I think she really did like the discs. They all fit her game really well. Not that she bags any of them, but she might in the future.
I don't think I ever asked her this. Would you say she has a brand loyalty, or at least the majority of her bag is like a particular brand, or no?
It used to be pretty Lat 64 heavy. Lat 64 really caters to lightweight discs in the women's divisions in general. But honestly, MVP's plastic is so good as more stuff has come out. Her bag has become more MVP focused, but no like loyalty exactly. Just she throws what she likes.
I got you. So moving over to MPO, one of our bigger divisions. Alex, you mentioned you throw the range. The other disc is new. Do you throw a Paradox?
I don't. I had one in my bag for a very short amount of time, but it is very, very flippy. It's very much a utility disc. Personally, wouldn't have recommended putting it in an event like this, but I don't make these decisions. So I basically used it as I have a 10-footer and I don't want to get my mini out, so I'm going to putt with this instead of picking up my range. The Cypher definitely isn't as flippy as the numbers suggest. I was able to work it pretty well. I was more focused on making sure that everyone kind of knew where they were going and everything. So I was just trying to make sure the event ran smoothly as opposed to making sure I was playing well.
Are you happy with the course progress? I mean, you're never going to be happy. You always want to be further ahead than you are, but are you, in general, are you happy?
Yeah, I think so. There's still places you can lose discs. People practicing on 18 ended up losing a couple of discs before the event started, which I feel like I almost should have warned people because you don't really expect it to be quite so thick off on the right side there. But there's not really much you can do about that. It's going to be thick plants there unless we really want to thin it out. I don't think that's really what the town wants. I don't think that's what we want. But other than that, I feel like the course played pretty well. And obviously T-pads are something that we're going to start prioritizing as we keep moving forward.
Absolutely. You tied for third at -10 with Justin Michelli. Randy, you didn't even make the cash line the day before. Do you throw any of these discs? Obviously, the one's not out yet, but...
No, I don't bag any of these discs. I definitely was a little hesitant knowing the flight numbers, but I had heard that the 7-speed was a little bit more stable than advertised. I do bag a lot of flippy discs, so wasn't too worried. I ended up really liking them.
Do you bag any MVP?
I do. I bag a decent amount. I think Pat said the Boca, which is a straight 7-speed, it was close enough to the Cypher. The Cypher was definitely flippier, but you could treat it similarly. I bag a lot of MVP when it comes down to it. I think all my mid-ranges, I bag 3 mid-ranges that are MVP. and a few fairway drivers, no distance drivers though.
I'm pretty sure, Tim, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've played dubs at OKDGC before, right?
I have not. I went and played around with my wife there one day. That's the only 9 holes I've played there before.
Okay. I meant to ask that before. Pat, had you played this course before?
Yes, I went to is it Thursday doubles they do there?
Okay.
And had a great time. Yeah, I got to go back.
Absolutely. Once a month they do Cali dubs.
Oh, God.
The last week of the month, Alex?
Generally first week of the month.
Oh, first week of the month.
We
All
try
right.
to do Cali. Yeah.
All right. No, I like the idea of that. Randy, that was my next question for you because I don't remember seeing your name at that court, like in dubs or anything. So how often have you played this course?
Yeah, so I'd never been there before. I'm kind of embarrassed to say it. After driving there, I realized it is the closest course to my house. And now that there's 18 holes, I really have no excuse.
It is like legit the closest disc golf course to your house.
Bologna Lakers might technically be closer, but we're arguing over
Samantha. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I don't go to Colonial a lot. So yeah, for a real 18-hole course with distance shots and all that, it checks all the boxes for a course. I need to go there a lot more because it is under 20 minutes. It's like 18 minutes from my house or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I'll try not to toot my own horn a bunch, but everything went great. I really did like those discs. I only took 2 throws before the round started. Like I chucked them out into the field and I chucked them back just to kind of see how they flew. Yeah, I mean, we started on hole 18 and like Alex said, there was a ton of rough on that and we had the kids in tow. Thank you, Kat Cha-Cha. She just showed up to hang out and realized we had the kids with us. And she kind of just came along with us to caddy. And by caddy, I mean wrangle the children. But yeah, like 18 has a ton of rough and everyone but me threw into the rough. And I think it took us like 10 plus minutes to just play our first hole of the round. And I was immediately very worried that the kids were going to get burnt out and not going to cooperate. And, I was scared.
I thought it was very smart that you attached a watermelon balloon to your son's wrist. That was
great until he was wrinkling. It's like what's the material? Mylar balloon.
Mylar.
Yeah, like anytime Adam was trying to putt, he would be like rapidly crinkling it, and I'm trying to get him to stop. So maybe the balloon wasn't the best choice, but whatever. We didn't lose him. But yeah, the round went awesome for me. I even took I don't know the right word for the rules, but I took a penalty stroke from throwing from the wrong tee, having not been there before. And I was the first person, because I was having a good round, I teed off first almost every time and actually managed to save the par with that violation stroke. Thank goodness.
Which tee did you play from?
6, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I just walked right up to it, saw the basket and was like, yep, and chucked the driver and realized I was the wrong tee. Other than that, though, I mean, I had a really good day. I missed like one putt. Should I start putting with that putter? I don't know. I did have a little bit more glide. I didn't really adjust my putt at all like I had to with the Berg. It just kind of went in. I think I used all the discs pretty equally. I think when I came out, somebody was like, oh, did you throw the putter all day? And honestly, no, it was like pretty even split. That course deserves distance drivers, and that flippy Cypher really got the job done. Luckily, there wasn't any crazy winds. It might have changed things, but with the good weather, you could really just rip it on a hyzer and get a full flight out of it.
So let me get this straight. You've never played this course before.
Yep.
You're playing with 3 discs that you don't throw.
Mm-hmm.
You threw from the wrong tee pad.
Yep.
And in 18 holes, you shot minus 15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Corey, do you hear that sound? That is, in fact, the sound of Randy tooting his own horn. That is fuck.
Yeah.
This is probably one of those CTE or CET unrated things.
Yeah, CTE. That's how we felt.
Yeah. But 10-28 round.
Yeah, it's the highest rated round I've ever played. Nothing could go wrong. It was just one of those rounds. It was like I threw it, it landed in the circle, I made the putt, I moved on. The few pars I took, like I said, one was a missed birdie putt and the rest were holes that had trees on them. And like I hit something and I laid up and I walked away with a par. Like there was no stress. I honestly hated the range for like 80 to 100 foot up shots, which is kind of what it's designed for. And I did not like it. Those were the throws that I was actually stressed out on, was not having like a floaty putter. And like you said, Pat, at the Helderberg, not a lot of 100-foot up shots because you were generally inside like 50 feet after your tee shot. So I don't know. It's like if I bagged the range, it would be as a putting putter. It wouldn't be as an upshot putter at this point.
So it's almost like a curse that it's that close, because do you ever want to show up? I would never show up at that course again.
No, that was one of the first things I said. I was like, I guess I'm done here. Like, yeah. Thanks, Alex. Oh, yeah. If anybody listening sees Kat Cha-Cha, tell her she's amazing. She actually took the kids away after 9 holes and brought them to the playground so we could finish the round out, because our round was going really, really slow with the whole gang of us. Some of the holes have a lot of hills, so getting everybody up and down was a lot. So yeah, super appreciate that.
I would imagine most people listening think that's redundant, saying that Cat Cha-Cha is amazing. So
you just tell her though, make sure she knows.
No, that's true. That's true. Us knowing is different than her knowing. She needs to know. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get you. Wow, no, I'm just like looking at that. You're like telling me all these things that went wrong, and I'm like -50. What?
It was insane, honestly. Like most of the holes, I looked at it, I threw the disc, it flipped up, it landed next to the basket. Like that's just what happened. It was a good day.
That's awesome. And you beat the Reaper, Kyle Hirsch, by 3 strokes.
Yep, Kyle's a good benchmark, so it's a good day.
Just to clarify, there are a lot of very soft par 4s on that course. It's intended to be a pretty close to true red layout where, people who maybe not never played before, but, are just starting out can still have some opportunities for birdies. So, like at a Stony Kill or at a Prospect or something like that, the pars are definitely soft compared to that. But 15 down is still a really, really great score.
Yeah, and I imagine that Randy's probably not, if he goes to that course, he's probably not going to be playing a lot of reds. So it was more of a, it's just awesome. Just awesome.
Yeah, the reds aren't terribly short either. It's a good balance. The wooded ones are relatively short, but those big fields, I think Alex used those fields, really well.
Nice.
All right, so what do you rate in the tournament, Randy?
Gosh, emotionally, I can only give it a birdie because I had a great day.
That's fair.
No notes. Thank you, Mindy.
Tim?
I'd give it a hard-earned par.
Yeah, I
like
like
I'm
it.
going with.
Pat?
Even though I lost the B climb by a stroke, I'd give it a birdie.
Okay.
I think the discs were super fun to try out. I was just really enjoying being on the course. I was reflecting during the round. We have so many courses in the area, and they're all in different life stages. And this is the early life stage of this course, so it's just fun to see it as it is. Yeah, so I'll give it a birdie.
How far is this course for you?
It's a good 35 minutes, so it's a little further, but it's not so bad.
What's your closest course?
SPW is like 15 minutes.
Okay. That is the OKDGC Circuit Challenge presented by MVP. Nothing there, Alex?
Implied to be presented by MVP.
I forgot to mention this a couple weeks ago. That whole round, the disc or no disc, was MVP because the Mind Kill was sponsored by MVP.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah. Was there any rules in the proposed rules that anybody really wanted to address?
There's not really any big ones. I mean, there's one that basically requires a tournament official to be in any playoff, because if there's only 2 people in a playoff, there needs to be someone like officiating that round. You can't have cards of 2 people. And even if there's a 3-person card going out, like eventually that playoff could turn into 2 people.
Yeah. Obviously, they don't have to be in it. They just have to be there.
Right.
Yeah. What about practice throw? Clean up the definition of a throw. This update clarifies what constitutes a throw by removing the intent component and applying the exceptions currently in 809.03 practice throw to all situations. At the Helderberg Championship, I grabbed 2 of the exact same bergs. I bought a second one. There was a pinball type shot. You're all the way on the left-hand side with the road on the right. The last one before you cross across the street. I don't know if that helps
Throw
anybody.
it up to the rest area.
Throw it up towards the bathroom building.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
15.
Yeah, my first shot, I hit one of the trees. I wanted to go to the wider right lane, but there was a broken branch. So I felt like I had a tight shot. And since I was anhizing everything, it forced me to go to that middle gap, and that pushed everything to the left. And my first throw hit a tree. My second throw went into the bushes and such. So I go in there, I mark my disc, and then I kind of just toss it out. And I'm like, whoa. That was just me tossing the disc that I just marked. That wasn't the disc I'm throwing. Does that make sense? Because it was the exact same disc. I tried to throw my next shot. It hit an early branch and probably went about 10 feet further. So it didn't really make a difference. I bogeyed the hole. I probably would have bogeyed it from either shot. But you see a disc pop out, but there was no intent, I guess, which would be the difference. I don't know if that helps with this, but that was just my thought.
I think that's a good rule change because, you'd certainly be like, oh, I didn't mean to practice throw it, but I did anyway, Yeah. It takes the subjective or the thrower's ability to navigate that situation and ends up putting it on the card mates that are like, well, it doesn't matter if you had intent anymore. You just threw it out more than 5 meters or whatever.
What it adds is the following are not considered a throw: setting aside an unused disc where the disc travels less than 5 meters in the air. And this was definitely one of those situations. 2 is returning a disc to a player where the disc travels less than 5 meters in the air, and dropping a disc except where the player is intentionally dropping or placing the disc into the target to hole out. So, I did a lot of that with the Berg because, you come up short because the fucking thing's a brick and you just tap tap it in.
Yeah, I think they simplified it because they defined what is not a practice throw. So everything else is a practice throw, where like the old rule kind of like made the 5 meter thing and used verbiage that said, is not made as a competitive attempt to change the lie, which I feel like I've heard people misunderstand that as like made in a competitive attempt to hole out, I suppose. Like if you threw to the wrong basket, but you meant to, in a competitive sense, you did it. Like, does that mean you had a competitive attempt to change the lie or not?
Apparently not, if you ask the people at MVP, according to Randy.
I was going to say, they listened to this, right? Isn't that why this rule came up? They listened to us?
I think this is the exact scenario. Yeah.
Right? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, they listened to the podcast and they're making the rule because of that scenario.
So I think it's a good clarification.
All right.
I don't know how far we've scrolled down at this point, but there's one that jumped out at me. Chaperoning for a player under 13, you can't be a player on their card, which there's not a lot of scenarios like this, but at the WGE, because I had to play it as a propagator, if Jess Lasassa wasn't there being the chaperone, technically we would have had to like find another person to chaperone because all the dads on the card were playing.
It says youth safety, disallowing a required chaperone from playing with their child. Add that a chaperone does not have to be a guardian. Every sport that allows children to play needs youth safety rules. 1.13b requires that anyone under 13 must have a chaperone with them. It does not exclude chaperones who are playing in the event. Concerns have arisen about grouping rules. The chaperone is usually in a different division, and competitive integrity. Therefore, this update requires that the chaperone is not a player in the group and defines when third parties can be chaperones. A chaperone can still play in league or flex play. Current 113b would be struck entirely and replaced with the text below.
I think that final part, chaperones may be players at a flex start or league play, is important because like if you bring your 12-year-old to a flex start, you're going to play at the same time. So that makes a lot of sense. Or the same thing with a league on a weeknight. Like you're bringing your kid, you're going to play together. But for real tournaments, I guess it makes sense due to the, playing in the proper division, like carded with your competitors. So it makes sense, but there probably are a few scenarios where it is going to be inconvenient for some parents.
Has anybody played with anybody that young without somebody there?
In a tournament? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe Wyatt when he was younger, but his dad was there.
Yeah,
so
his dad was there, yeah.
I guess at the Tower of Flowers, there were 4 girls on the card and 3 adults because 3 of them were sisters with 2 parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says you can chaperone for multiple kids as long as the parents or guardians consent. So yeah, like the fact that Jess was there would make this whole scenario comply. But if she wasn't and the rule had gone through, like we would have not been able to play it like that, which is hilarious, but whatever.
What's the age requiring guardian? 13?
13, yeah.
Okay.
And I do like that they may be players at flex starts or league play because that's a huge thing. You're not going to
bring a chaperone to play with you. Yeah.
This is the last time that we can address this and people would still have time to comment, but we could, if there's anything else in the future, it can still be addressed. They just won't be able to comment on them. It'll be too late. Nothing? Okay. Let's take a look at the last week in disc golf. Over at Gunks on Monday, Brian Hauser and Jacob Driscoll are your winners. They shot -4. Colonial Acres dubs. Jeff Nelson and Mark Evanchuk came in third place, shooting -3. Michael Cuoma and Steve Schultz came in second at -5. And Denny Daly and Jeremy Lenski are your winners. They shot -6. Joe, you played Saratoga Spa Week 14. Do you remember? You played with Patrick Cogan?
Yeah. I actually haven't played Monday dubs in a while just because of tournament schedule and whatnot. But I did go last week. Played pretty well. I had not met my teammate before. We missed probably 3 putts. Otherwise, it was a great day. The weather was fantastic. And I'm remembering that not as many people showed up as I thought should be there for it being such a nice day. We had good drives, good putts. I think we got third.
Yep, you guys got third place -13. Violence and Levi tied Bobby Hallam and Matt Blankley at -16. Do you know if there was a winner out of that or no?
I think they just split it. I was there for that, and they were all just kind of like, let's just split it. We don't need to keep going. So,
all right.
Dual winners.
Evan didn't play Prospect Park dubs last week. Leighton Scott and Tyler Gannon came in third place, shot a -11. Josh Lee and Kyle Moore in second at -12. And Ben Hayco and David Chaikin are your winners. They shot -13. Leighton Scott and Tyler Gannon hit the birdie bank. So did Josh Lee and Kyle Moore and Joe Kwalik and Peter Cornish. Adam Nelson won the cash CTP on hole 12. And David Chaikin got a free disc on hole 18 CTP. On Tuesday, J-Dubs Points Championship Week 16, Corey. How'd that go?
Yeah. The previous week, we tried playing the 23-hole layout Southwest, and it rained. So we ran it back this week with much better weather. Had 21 people. I played with Colin Grant, which I think I've been paired up with him a couple times. We played okay. Ended up tying Jay Gorsage and Brendan Sisk for last cash, tied for fourth. But Brian Bickersmith and Leighton Scott, who I have my eyes on as a future A player in the league.
Brian Bickersmith, yeah, he's moving up.
Yeah, no, he's already an A player. They shot a 9 down for third place. Justin and Evan played together. They shot a 10 down, which came up 1 stroke short of the current points leader, Harry Lehman, who played with James Scow, and he said that James Scow was probably the one carrying them. But they shot an 11 down for first place for a $45 payout. However, Leighton Scott did also get the cash CTP, where that is kind of where the money's at. On hole 31, James Scow also got the free CTP on hole 32. And that didn't really change any of the top 6, actually, in the point series. However, Harry did extend his lead over Justin to now being 14 points in first place.
Nice.
I knocked a tree over during J-Dubs.
Which actually, I needed to ask you about that. Yeah, we were on hole 12, and we heard a tree fall down that we thought might have been like near the swamp, like just past 19B. We didn't think it was going to be like in the course. But if that happened all the way in hole 3, I'm curious how that happened and where it was.
So on the left-hand side of the fairway, closer to the road, there's a monster tree over there. I was playing with AT. AT and I both had terrible tee shots, and I threw a forehand from the right-hand side of the fairway, hit a tree in the vicinity, and then all of a sudden you start hearing the crack, 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 and this giant tree fell down. So I'm taking complete credit for knocking the tree over with a disc.
But it's off the fairway.
Oh, so far off. It almost landed in the road.
So
terrible
really
shot.
cares.
Yeah, it affected nothing except for 4 other, it would have been 5 other people were there to collaborate that I knocked a tree over with a disc. So
okay. Because when I went down there, whatever day I went down there, I cleaned up hole 4 and hole 10 and hole 11. But I remembered Evan saying that like you knocked the tree down, and I'm like driving by or like walking on the fairway. I don't see a single tree down over here.
No, it was such a bad shot, and it was so far off the fairway. It matters to no one but myself.
All right, well, good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Evan, you played with Justin Muccelli at J-Dubs?
That was a great card. Got to play with Justin, Harry on the other team, with James Scow. We had a good match. It was close. We were up until near the end. We weren't. They came back. And then unfortunately we bogeyed on 6, but we did finish in second place. So that's about it.
What'd you spend your $15 on?
Geez, probably Stewart's, a large seltzer and protein bar maybe. I don't know.
All right.
It was part of his Helderberg sign up.
Oh, there you go. Yep, there you go.
Skylands Tuesday doubles. 3-way tie for third place. Andrew Patched and Danny McCormick shot -9. So did Brock DeGraw, and so did Brock DeGraw, maybe as a Cali, and Perry Smith, Cali as well. There was a tie for first place. Elijah Morgan and Steve Vondrak shot -10. So did Brandon Colton and Nick Vujic. Wilcox doubles week 16. Tie for third place. Nick Warren and Jason Novak. Tied with Rob Cohen and Patty. They shot -11s. John Tamburino and Nick Terralavoro shot -13 for second. And Max Horowitz and Alden Slack are your winners at -15. CTK Handicap, Rick Steeler in third, Tom McGuckin in second, and your winner, John Furman, shot a -7 handicap. Shin Creek Dubs week 17, tied for third place, Joe Riley and Nico Nyman, tied with Jerpat K and Dan McCrae. They shot -9. Jack Fruchter and Matt Blankley came in second at -12, and Levi V and Jim Burns took it down at -13. Let's hear from Robo Pete Newland with a Port Jervis Disc Golf Club Spring Summer League Week 9 update.
20 specific individuals battled it out under perfect conditions last night during Week 9 of League. It all came together for Rob, who took the belt with a 44. Tyler, 46, and Gary, 47, rounded out the top 3. There was a 4-way tie for the most handicap points this week between Rob, George, Rich C, and Al. George wasn't satisfied and hit the ace on 8 red for the second time to cash in on $82. Mr. Henry graciously donated $20 back to restart the ace pot. Plenty of drama to be had as we approach the last month or so. Come out to Riverside next Wednesday. You sleep, you slept.
Women's League was at Geralaman. Jennifer Park came in third place, Kat Bemis in second, and your winner, shot -5, Alexis White. Looks like she also aced hole 3. On Thursday, Disc Beat Club. What about an update, Robo Kevin Cronky?
Week 2 of Summer School. If we weren't missing some of the regulars, we would have set a new league record. 17 players, including 2 brand new beatniks, Matthew Crizzoli and Eric Fuller, and a returning guest, Eric Hanel. Another warm day for sure.
Okay, no winners there, but looks like Pete W. tied for second with Joe Orbagzuski, and Matthew Crizzoli is your winner. Got 17 points. Your top 5 leaderboard, Matthew Crizzoli with his 17 points is in 5th place. Joe Orbagzuski in 4th with 19 points. Tie for second with 21 points, Sparky Spalding and Mark Ungerman. And Pete W. is your leader at 27.5 points. CPS Thursday Dubs Week 13, tie for second place, Earl Steenberg and Peter Fitzsisti, tied with Joe Jaskolka and Benjamin Hayco. They shot a -8. Your winner shot a -9, Lenny Rabune and Josh Lee. Alex, what about OKDGC doubles on Thursday?
So we did the red layout to prepare for the tournament, make sure everything was, in reasonable shape. And the real reason I wanted to bring it up was Luke Kotleski and Travis Bashore got paired together, and they shot 21 down on the red layout.
How many holes is this layout?
18 holes. Yep.
Okay.
15 birdies and 3 eagles. So, they had a pretty dang good round. Just wanted to call them out because that is the current course record for doubles on the Reds.
No aces?
No aces.
But eagles.
Yeah, a lot of the par 4s are very eagleable, especially for somebody of their skill level. We're talking 300 to 350 foot par 4s with not a ton in the way. So, yeah, it's not surprising that they picked up so much, but it's still impressive that they were able to stay so consistent for 18 holes straight.
Absolutely. Who'd you play with and how'd you finish?
Good question. I was so focused on them, I did not even remember who I played with off the top of my head. I played with my mom. That's what it was. And we shot 15 down. So not too bad.
That's Randy-esque, I would argue.
Honestly, Randy's might even be better because I think some of the par 4s got marked as par 3s for the event. So he played really, really well.
All right. On Friday, TGI FDR dubs, Evan Keogh and Patrick Rowan are your winners. They shot a -12.
I played at Cranmore. I'm definitely scrolling down to the bottom there, but we had a great time. It was a fun night. I don't usually go to that league either because it's a Friday, and with tournaments on Saturdays, I don't typically go. But the Berg being on Saturday wasn't sweating it too much, so went out, had a great time. My card, I don't think it did anything exceptional, but we had fun.
Nice. Let's hear from Robo Dave Martin with an update.
We actually set a new attendance record at 31 players, beating the previous record of 30 on May 24th, 24. Hot round in first place went to Charles and Ari at -14, with Jack and Jason S. in second at -13. Jack also won the CTP on 15 and chose a Neo Mutant for his prize. Cody Miller and Lololu K took third at -12. Cody Conine and Ethan took fourth place at -11. I didn't see either of you at the end, so I still have your payouts. And finally, we had a tie at -10 for last cash. Cooper left and Iman opted out, so Jason K. and Volans decided to split the $10. Extra $5 from Callie went to the Ace Pod, as always. Speaking of the Ace Pod, everyone agreed it would be more fun if no one hit it, so 85,543 yen and 45 sen, at an exchange rate of 162 Japanese yen and 35 sen per USD, will be up for grabs next week, 7/17 at Moreau.
What about SPW Dubs League on Friday?
That was really cool. I don't get to do that one a lot, so it was fun just to be able to go. I got to play with Tyler the Cannon Gannon and played on a card with Mike Smith and Josh Faust. Tyler was playing great, and I actually had a pretty solid night. A couple times when I needed to make a good shot. Hole 6, I parked it from the blue tee, felt really nice. Hole 18, I had a great shot. Tyler was throwing bombs, and we came in second that night as well.
You guys shot -9. Mike Warner and Naeem Aviv were your winners. They shot -11. Sassafras Sunday solos at Dove Handicap. Chris Wilson came in third place, and there was a tie for first, Josh Faust and Sean Collins. Long Island Sunday doubles, Jonathan Burns and Brian Wisher came in third place, shooting a -11. Sean Mahan and Chris came in second at -12, and Josh Winkler and John Vasquez are your winners. They shot -15. What about Prospect Park Dubs today?
Today was cool. My buddy Dave, who's kind of newer to disc golf, he's my old roommate from back in the day, and now our kids are friends. He's been coming to Prospect Dubs because he lives local. We finally got to be partners tonight, which was kind of neat. Our wives work together as well. And on card with Eric Struna and Ryan Kendrick. Dave and I did not have a super hot round. That's okay, though. He almost aced on 15, hit the band on a beautiful shot that was inches away from going in. So a lot of fun playing with those guys, but we didn't do anything exciting. The card behind us was Josh Lee and Jay Gorsage and then Leighton and Dennis Daly, and they were up our butts all night. And I left pretty quick after I was done. It looks like Josh and Jason took it down at 14 under, 1 stroke ahead of B. Klein and Gabriel B. in the tie with Adam Nelson and Ben H.
You mentioned the almost ace on 15, but you guys ended up parring it.
Yeah. So if you know hole 15, it's pretty steep uphill. It hit the band and it must have rolled. We actually ended up taking my shot because it was an unfortunate roll away from a near ace.
It's like 3 teams split the birdie bank. Josh Lee and Jay Gorsage, Leighton Scott and Denny Deli, and David Chaikin. Was he playing Cali?
He was playing Cali. That's correct.
Jay Gorsage won the hole 13 CTP within 3 feet, $19. No aces.
Almost.
Ace pot looks like it's $113. Oh, no, 132, because that was what it was from the last time. Any other events? I mentioned some at the top.
Wild West Ranch is starting up their 6-week rated league again the day this podcast comes out.
Okay.
So stop in any Thursday for the next 6 weeks.
What time?
I believe it's at 5:30. Don't quote me on that. I haven't been able to make it the last seasons.
All right. So Wild West Ranch singles league?
Yes.
Rated?
Singles rated.
And 5:30, quote Joe on that.
Maybe get there a little earlier.
Yeah, it can't hurt. You got to warm up or something. Yeah.
Also, what happened in the last week or week and a half is Thousand Acres Ranch. The golf course closed down. The ranch itself is still running and still has the 9-hole Portal Pines course there, but Thousand Acres proper is no longer.
So the disc golf course was on a golf course?
It was on an old golf course. Yeah. Mark Damey worked at Thousand Acres Ranch and knew about the property, reached out to Dan Doyle, and Dan Doyle came up and created a beautiful course that was very much, could have been champion style course. It has a lot of room for big distance. It was kind of like a links course in ball golf. It was less obstacles, more roughage. You wanted to try and keep it in the fairways, but it was such an amazing course. I'm so sad it's gone. But essentially, it was kind of like Blatnick, cost of mowing played a big factor, or time, because we were honestly just volunteering and going over and mowing it. But it also, I think the number was like $1,100 in gas that we used last year to mow it. It is pretty much all grass. There's really no woods there. And it would take a full weekend of 3 or 4 guys to go there, mow it, weed whack it. The ranch just didn't feel like it was worth saving to them. So it's their property. Even though we were volunteering our time and not really taking any of their money, they just decided it wasn't in their cards to keep it going. So those baskets got pulled. They were all permanent baskets. They got pulled and put onto Wild West Ranch. So one of the biggest complaints of Wild West Ranch was the temporary baskets that were there. So a week ago, we went to 1,000 Acres, switched out 56 baskets, put new permanent baskets in the main 18, and the other baskets got put on what's going to be a new 18. So with the death of 1,000 Acres, Wild West Ranch got a little bit of a boost with fresh, permanent, solid baskets. So, yeah.
Anybody else here play 1,000 Acres?
Never got a chance. Nope.
That was one of my first monthlies when I was like really new at disc golf. I drove all the way up there, but that was before the flood.
Yeah, and the course got redesigned a little bit since then too. And I really liked the redesign. Incorporated some pretty cool tree structures and really made the course flow a little bit more.
I always wanted to go to one of those glow rounds, but I never made it.
Yeah, I wish I held the last glow round.
That's 2 courses this year.
Yeah, and honestly, that was my favorite course amongst Disc Cap or Glens Falls area. 1,000 Acres was my favorite for sure.
How far for you?
38 minutes.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody?
Warwick Pro Side's coming up this weekend. Registration is still open through Thursday when this drops.
Oh,
at 8 p.m.
This drops? I didn't realize this actually dropped. Are we that cool?
The pod drops July 16th.
All right.
If you can't make that, or you live a little further west, I know a few of us disc cappers and some other people are also going to play out at Greek Peak out in Cortland at the Boondock Battle. That registration is still open through the 17th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Or if you want to get really crazy, you can go up to Maine with me for the weekend and play in the Maine C1 Classic.
Pass.
Oh.
Speaking of drops, apparently I shadow dropped the Stony Hill Scramble. I basically forgot until about 8 o'clock, 8:20, when somebody signed up. But Stony Kill Scramble registration is open. I'll post about that and get that advertised as we go. But yeah, I was very much absorbed with the OKDGC stuff that I forgot to actually advertise that. But yeah, 5th and 6th of September, plenty of time to register. And as long as we're talking about Stony Kill, we're still doing work days pretty much every day. If you want to talk to, me or Gene or Travis, we'll be able to point you in the right direction. The parking lot is open again, so we don't have to worry about that. But the course itself is still closed for play until we get everything cleaned up. So the more hands, the better. I'm still confident we'll be able to have the Stony Kill Scramble, but it'll take some work.
Worst case scenario, it's the OKDGC Scramble.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking Stony Kill is going to be fine by then. Knock on wood.
It looks like a lot of work's been done.
Yeah, no, the people who have been out there have absolutely been working tirelessly to get these things done. So really appreciate them.
I want to emphasize when I say that doesn't mean it's done. You know what I mean? There's still, like you said, there's still work to be done. I don't want people to get complacent. All right. Anybody want to stick around for a quiz?
I'm going to take PTO so I can finish Terry's project for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that evens out the teams.
Damn it, Terry.
I would prefer to bow out.
Yeah, don't feel obligated. If you got to get going, get going. So, Tim, any events you got coming up? What are you playing next disc golf?
I actually have no idea. Oh, I'm probably going to do the Electric City is actually what I'm probably going to do next.
All right. Corey, you're playing the...
Boondock Battle, yep. We're going to go down there and camp for 2 nights.
Ooh. Anybody else got to get going? No? Okay. Do you guys want to pick teams before you go?
Corey, you want to draft?
Ooh.
I'm taking
Corey.
Pat.
Nice. That was a smart pick.
That's right.
Keenan.
Which Pat?
Though.
Tim played in both events this week, so he gets to pick first.
Oh, sick. Sucks to be Corey.
Corey played in 0 events this week. He was playing Big Wheel and probably shooting stuff that he shouldn't have been.
All right, so this is this Snake, or do we know if it's Snake or not?
You won't know until you get there. Who's your first pick?
So Corey gets to find out. I love that. All right, just because Corey did it, I'm going to steal his pick. I'm going to take Pat.
Well, I picked Pat Keenan when I picked. So
yeah.
Oh, tricky.
Mm-hmm. All right, Corey, your pick.
Randy.
Yes.
Tim.
Oh, it's not Snake. I'm going to pick my captain, Evan.
Corey.
Joe.
Corey.
Oh.
You got Alex.
Oh.
I figured since you picked first, you got the 2 strongest possible picks you could pick, however you picked them.
I just figured we were going to give Pat the threesome.
He gets to go first.
Ooh, okay, all right.
That's kind of the whatever.
Equalizer.
McGillicuddy. Yeah. But thank you guys. Thanks for picking teams, and thanks for joining, and thanks for all your colorful commentary.
Yeah. All right,
Thanks,
boys.
Pat.
Later. Thanks, Pat.
Later.
Thanks a lot, guys. All right. So disc or no disc?
That's the game, say it loud, shout the names, spin the questions round and round. Will you land it or hit the ground?
Pat and Evan. Pat, you know the rules of disc or no disc?
I think mostly it's the category thing trips me up a little bit, but I'll lean on my captain, Evan. We'll figure it out.
You guys are just really picking numbers.
Yeah, and there's a common theme. Well, at what point do we guess the category? When we feel confident about it?
That was a wrinkle for last week. That won't be this week. That's the only hint I'll give you. I thought that was a fun one to pick. This week, I'm going to say no. That's not going to help you picking categories with that useless information in mind, because I don't think that helped you at all. What category did you guys like? Category 1 or category 2? I have 3 categories, but we're only using 2 tonight. That is the second hint that you've gotten.
Oh.
You can pick. It's your first time.
All right, let's go with 2.
All right. Question 1, category 2. In 2021, experts in Oslo concluded that it was the artist who wrote on what painting could only have been painted by a madman. In 2021, experts in Oslo concluded that it was the artist who wrote on what painting could only have been painted by a madman.
Who wrote on what painting?
Mm-hmm. Looking for the name of the painting.
Only have been painted by a madman?
Artist who wrote on what painting? I feel really stumped right now.
Yeah,
the artist who wrote on what painting stripped me up. I've drawn a big blank here, Evan. Josie said the one piece of advice he gave for me was this is harder in real time, and he's right.
Yeah, it's true. Think of a famous painting. I'm not grasping the concept.
The only thing I can think of is Van Gogh cutting his ear off like a madman in a self-portrait. So, I don't know.
I mean, what about the Mona Lisa? Or I don't know. I'm going to feel probably dumb when we hear what it is.
I like Mona Lisa, so why not?
All right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. I don't really have a good guess beyond that.
Okay, let's go with it. I guess it wouldn't be a disc, but whatever.
You going with the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
Sure.
Randy, Joe, and Alex, in 2021, experts in Oslo concluded that it was the artist who wrote on what painting could only have been painted by a madman.
My instinct was it's the Scream.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Oh, and that's like a disc name, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like this has kind of been something that was addressed in trivia before.
Yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you when or what context, but it feels like it's part of it.
Let's send it.
Let's do it.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Is the Scream a disc?
I mean, it makes sense.
I think it is.
One of the best disc names I've heard in a while.
Yeah, right.
You guys agree?
I can't disagree with that.
Yep.
When I asked this exact same question about 3 or 4 months ago, it was yes, Quest Applied Technologies, April 3rd, 2006. Since then, while the Quest Applied Technologies disc is still a legitimate disc, Gateway Disc Sports on July 6th, 2026 came out with a Scream. So I just thought it was interesting and I wanted to bring it up again, and that's why it was question 1.
Neat.
Nice.
All right.
Normally, I like to repeat questions when it wasn't a disc and now it is, but this one was a disc and it's even more of a disc, but you still only get 1 point for that. But that was a steal. Randy, Joe, and Alex, would you like category 1 or category 2?
You guys tell me.
Let's go real curveball. Let's go to 1.
Yeah, I was thinking let's check it out. See what the other category is too. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, question 1, category 1. Despite promoting itself as the safest place on the internet, what anonymous confession app faced immense backlash after a 2014 Guardian investigation revealed it was secretly tracking the precise locations of its users, even those who had explicitly turned off geolocation features? Despite promoting itself as the safest place on the internet, what anonymous confession app faced immense backlash after a 2014 Guardian investigation revealed it was secretly tracking the precise location of its users, even those who had explicitly turned off geolocation features?
I don't remember this.
Is it Tumblr? What's the one that's just like people just like commenting on stuff?
I mean, Tumblr is social media. I feel like it was like a specific thing that was like intended to be anonymous, though.
I thought that's what Tumblr was. Am I thinking of? Man, I feel like I'm just thinking the wrong thing.
Tumblr's like the bloggy, arty one.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting vague snippets of something, but I think there was like no usernames, no nothing. It was just like a stream of comments that you could just scroll down.
And what would you call that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
question 1, huh? So it's not like Google or Apple's, what is it, Safari?
No.
I don't think it's Firefox, if that's what you're thinking.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm going with Tumblr at this point. That's like the only one I can think of.
Sure. Why not?
You guys agree?
Yep.
Sure.
Pat and Evan. Despite promoting itself as the safest place on the internet, what anonymous confession app faced immense backlash after a 2014 Guardian investigation revealed it was secretly tracking the precise location of its users, even those who had explicitly turned off geolocation features?
Do you remember this?
No, I remember it being a big deal that Google Incognito was still tracking people, but that's not a confession app.
I think it was called Whisper, and I feel because I think I remember like reading about it on Twitter or something.
I love that. Whisper? Yeah, that's better than any guess I have.
You guys agree?
Let's do it. Whisper.
Is the Whisper a
Yes.
disc?
I could see it. I don't know. What do you think?
I've never heard of it. Sounds like it'd be a lame disc. Like
There
very
are plenty
light,
of
maybe.
those.
My gut tells me no, but I don't know.
I'm not feeling strong either way, so we can go no.
Okay.
It's
Let's
a
go
steal,
no.
so we'll go no.
You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Disc for Fun, June 2nd, 2025. The Whisper. But, like you said, Evan, that's a steal. Would you like category 1 or category 2?
I'm thinking 1.
Yeah, you pick Cap.
Okay, we'll pivot to 1.
All right. Question 2, category 1. In home construction, what structural name is given to the flat platform at the top of a flight of stairs or the intermediate floor where a long staircase changes direction? In home construction, what structural name is given to the flat platform at the top of a flight of stairs or the intermediate floor where a long staircase changes direction?
Sounds like a landing.
That was my guess.
Go with it.
I feel like you know more about building than I do.
No,
But,
that's, no. I do not claim to be a handy kind of guy.
Yeah, it came to both of our minds. Let's go with it. Landing.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Is the landing a disc?
The landing? I mean, I could see it because it's, aviation,
Mm-hmm.
takeoff and landing.
Weird, like present tense way to put it.
Yeah, I think that as well. My first thought was kind of no, but I could see it. I don't know. I think over time I've learned I'm not good at this part of the game.
Hey, how often is it no?
How often is
Yeah.
it no?
Yeah.
Only when I say yes.
Let's then we better say yes.
I agree. The verb tense is weird or whatever. I guess it's a noun. I don't know.
Well, let's go no.
No,
Final
Pat.
answer.
You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
King Dow Hippo Sports Products Co. Limited, December 22nd, 2025.
Of course.
Landing. Randy, Joe, and Alex, you're tied, but you got a question in the hole. Question 3 in 1 or question 2 in 2?
Two.
Why not? Unless Alex knows the category of one.
I have a suspicion for one.
Oh, you want to do a one?
I think we can. Honestly, if you want to go either way, I'm happy with it, but I do have a suspicion for one.
Let's do it. I want a one.
Question 3, Category 1. Influenced by Pong, what classic 1976 Atari arcade game, conceptualized by Nolan Bushnell, designed by Steve Wozniak, and prototyped by Steve Jobs, tasked players with using a paddle to bounce a ball and smash a wall of bricks? Influenced by Pong, what classic 1976 Atari arcade game, conceptualized by Nolan Bushnell, designed by Steve Wozniak, and prototyped by Steve Jobs, tasked players with using a paddle to bounce a ball and smash a wall of bricks?
I don't remember what the name of this game is.
I'm picturing it in my brain right now. I loved it.
There's so many like knockoff names that are coming to mind, but I don't think those are the right ones.
Is it Breakout?
That is a good one.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be Breakout.
Alex, can you like give us a hint about the category, or is it gonna ruin everything? Or does this fit your category?
Not really.
Well, then we shouldn't say it.
I mean, I could be wrong. We're 2 questions in.
Never.
So just to update you and give you guys a minute to think, in the Home Run Derby and MLB The Show, I predicted Bryce Harper, Joe Caglianone, the Royals guy, and Kyle Schwarber to win the Home Run Derby. And after the first round, Kyle Schwarber's the only one left. I already lost my 2/3 of my guys.
What was the year?
1976.
Randy's right on Breakout. I was thinking of something else, but I just could not think of the name. And as soon as he said that, I was like, pretty sure that's it.
It's got to be something with like break. Like Brick Breaker is coming to mind, but I can't remember if that's like, that seems like the knockoff name that someone makes because this is an old game that everyone's made a knockoff of.
Right. Yeah.
We're going with Breakout.
I think
Breaker also doesn't fit my thing. So I have nothing better than Breakout.
I think we're going with the Pat.
You going with Breakout?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Breakout a disc?
I kind of like it.
You can throw a Breakout.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Dynamic discs would be a shoe-in for making that one.
I don't think they have, but I do like that.
Sounds good,
I
Pat.
say yes.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dynamic discs, March 27th, 2015.
Huh.
Joe, were you thinking of Arkanoid?
Arkanoid
No,
was
that's-
absolutely what I was thinking.
Arkanoid?
That's what I was thinking of.
That's actually
What?
Yeah, good guess too.
That's what I thought. So good for you guys because I didn't have Breakout.
I'm trying to think of what the Game Boy was the game I was thinking of, and I'm pretty sure it's Breakout. It's the same concept as Breakout, at least. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I remember playing a ton of that on Game Boy.
Randy, Joe, and Alex, you guys are up 4-2. Pat and Evan, right? You got question 4 and 1 or 2 and 2.
What's the strategy here?
Do you know the category?
The strategy
No,
would be to
definitely not.
get the answer right and tell me if it's a disc.
Well, I was asking Evan. Do you feel like you know it, Evan?
No.
Okay. So that being the case, should we go
Let's
2?
go back to 2. Yeah, we're not scared.
Yeah, we're not scared.
All right. Question 2, category 2. What term is used for the formal event of moving a newly constructed ship from the dry dock into the water for the very first time, traditionally celebrated by smashing a bottle of champagne against the hull? What term is used for the formal event of moving a newly constructed ship from the dry dock into the water for the very first time, traditionally celebrated by smashing a bottle of champagne against the hull?
Is that just a launch?
Sounds too simple to be true. I thought,
Right.
yeah, the christening is like when you name it, I think. It might be some weird nautical thing.
I know that launching a boat is like what you do like regularly. Is there a special name for the first time? I'm not sure. We can
You
always
smash
hear
a
it one more
bottle?
time if that would help you.
Let's hear it one more time, please, Pat.
Certainly, Pat. What term is used for the formal event of moving a newly constructed ship from the dry dock into the water for the very first time, traditionally celebrated by smashing a bottle of champagne against the hull?
Yeah, I feel like it's cooler than launch, but I don't have anything. So let's go with launch.
Probably is, but I got nothing else.
Final answer, launch.
Is the launch a disc?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, how would it not be? Let's go yes.
Agree.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Vibram Disc Golf, April 21st,
Let's go.
2017.
We're back, baby.
Back to tied, but you're still a question in the hole. Randy, Joe, and Alex, 4 and 1 or 3 in 2.
How confident are you on the category, Alex?
Less confident now.
All right. Maybe we should just go to 2.
Yeah, I'm good with either.
2 sounds like a good choice. And
Yeah,
Evan,
go 2, Pat.
Brick Breaker was the game I was thinking of on Game Boy.
Gotcha.
So you're going question 3 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Question 3, category 2, originating in the American correction system to describe a security protocol where inmates are confined to their cells following a disturbance. What compound word is now commonly used for any emergency shelter-in-place order? Originating in the American correction system to describe a security protocol where inmates are confined to their cells following a disturbance. What compound word is now commonly used for an emergency shelter-in-place order?
I'm pretty sure that's lockdown, and I'm also
That's
pretty
what I
sure
was
it's
thinking.
disc.
Yep, I agree.
Lockdown, Pat.
I was waiting on Alex.
Oh yeah. I did.
He whispered in there somewhere.
Oh, well, I'll hear it in editing, but right now I didn't. I'm trying to watch this home run derby. Is the lockdown a disc?
Yes.
My instinct was yes as well. So if you're confident, let's go for it.
I have no idea. I agree.
Who makes it, Joe, if it is in fact a disc?
I don't know. I just know I've heard of it. I've never thrown it myself.
If you had, you would have thrown a Guru disc, officially recognized by the PDGA December 27th, 2021. Halfway through, you guys are up 6-4. Pat and Evan. Question 4 and 1, question 4 and 2.
I don't know either category. Let's stick with 2, maybe.
All right, let's do it.
All right, question 4, category 2, distributed freely with Windows 98 and Internet Explorer. What thick, ultra-bold typeface became the undisputed, universally recognized font of the early 2010s image macro internet memes? Distributed freely with Windows 98 and Internet Explorer. What thick, ultra-bold typeface became the undisputed, universally recognized font of the early 2010s image macro internet memes?
You know this one?
No, not off the top of my head. I'm thinking of different fonts, but none of them sound like this. Do you?
Pretty sure it's Impact.
Impact. That sounds like a font and a disc. Yeah, I'm good with it if you want to go with it.
Impact, Pat.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Is the Impact a disc?
Patty says yes.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Discraft, October 26th, 2007. It was in fact an Ace Race disc. And we're tied. But once again, Randy, Joe, and Alex, you're a question to your advantage. Would you like question 4 and 1 or question 5 and 2?
What are you guys thinking?
I have no preference.
I don't really either. That's why.
Yeah, I haven't figured out the categories yet at all. I don't know. I guess 1. Just
Sure.
Question 4, category 1. What Kansas city that attracts Western-loving tourists has a life-size statue of Marshall Dillon from Gunsmoke? What Kansas city that attracts Western-loving tourists has a life-size statue of Marshall Dillon from Gunsmoke?
Well,
the one in Missouri.
what cities are big Western cities in Kansas?
I don't know. Tombstone?
No.
No. Dodge?
Isn't the Kurt Russell category.
Is Dodge in Kansas?
Get out of Dodge. Is that? I have no idea.
I think Dodge is.
It's all I got. It's all you got, rather.
I'm thinking the OK Corral. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's
I don't know anything
not
about it. but
Kansas either. I think it's Dodge. It's the only thing I can think of right now.
I'm good with it.
Seems reasonable for a disc.
Cool.
Do you guys agree?
Dodge back. Yep.
The OK Corral was Tombstone, Arizona.
Ah.
Thought it was
Is the
more
Dodge a disc? I only say that because I already asked that question in the Kurt Russell category.
Exactly.
What category was that question? Sorry.
One. Question 4 and 1.
Disc, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm super not sure.
I'm just going straight to dodgeball, and we shouldn't be hitting each other with discs.
I went right to Steve Dodge. I don't think he has his own discs.
I don't feel like it's a disc. What's the game that we try and hit each other with discs?
Guts.
Yeah,
There you go.
guys.
Yeah.
I've watched a video of Scott Stokely, and that motherfucker like does a 360 before throwing a disc at somebody. That's crazy.
Yeah, those guys are insane. I don't want to stand in front of that. I don't think it's an actual.
I don't love it. We can go no.
It would be the only no so far tonight. I think everything else was yes.
That's true.
So I'm good with the odds of it being a no at this point.
Alex?
I think Whisper was a no.
Was it?
We should answer, and then he can confirm these
Yeah.
things.
We're going no, Pat.
You guys agree?
Sure.
Yep.
You are correct. Whisper was Disc for Fun, June 2nd,
Ah.
2025.
Evan said no because he's wrong all the time.
That's what it
Nailed
was. I
it.
wrote down no, but it was actually a yes.
All right, Pat and Evan, you're down 2. 2 rounds to go. Would you like 5 and 1 or 5 and 2?
2's been nice to us, Evan.
I agree.
Should we go back there?
Yes,
Let's go
we
back
should.
there.
All right, question 5, category 2. What term can be used to describe someone who enters a building, property, or area without permission, often illegally to commit a crime, or a military aircraft assigned to penetrate alone into enemy territory, usually at night? What term can be used to describe someone who enters a building, property, or area without permission, often illegally to commit a crime, or a military aircraft assigned to penetrate alone into enemy territory, usually at night?
Got any guesses?
I mean, that person sure sounds like a trespasser.
I like the word intruder.
Intruder. sounds more like a plane would be named, not Trespasser.
I don't know if this is a book or a movie, but something called Flight of the Intruder.
Great movie.
It's a movie? Okay. Yeah, it'd be a cooler disc name too than Trespasser. That'd be weird.
You know what was a very short movie? It was called Flight of the Berg.
A short
It was
film.
like 5-second film. Yeah, it was done.
But Flight of the Valkyrie,
I mean, there is a disc called The Trespass,
Yeah.
but I think Intruder answers both parts of the question better.
I like you said it with your chest. I like it. Let's go with it.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Is The Intruder a disc?
You said you think it is? Or do you think it's cool?
I think it sounds more like a disc than Trespasser. Still does not sound like a cool disc. The Intruder?
I don't know. I mean, I bag an Invader.
That's true. It's an alien. Yeah, Intruder. I feel like we keep getting burned by saying no, so I might as well say yes.
Good strat.
Yes, final answer, Pat.
You guys agree?
Yep.
I'm sorry, no.
God,
It's not a good strat.
Not a good strat.
Randy, Joe, and Alex, you're up 8-7 with a question in hand. Want 5-1 or 6-2?
I think we want 5 and 1.
I agree.
Question 5, category 1. In 3D printing, what specific name is given to the critical component consisting of a motor, gears, and a heated nozzle that pulls the plastic filament in, melts it, and pushes it out layer by layer? In 3D printing, what specific name is given to the critical component consisting of a motor, gears, and a heated nozzle that pulls the plastic filament in, melts it, and pushes it out layer by layer?
The first word that comes... Yeah, extruder.
Extruder? Okay.
Extruder.
I think we're all feeling like
Schnozzle?
extruder.
No, it's no.
No, you guys couldn't wait to say that together.
Yeah.
Schlemiel,
Extruder, Pat.
Schlemazel. What are you going with, Randy?
Extruder.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
I think we all said it at the same time. Yeah.
Is the extruder a disc?
I'm going to say it's probably on the same topic that it's like one of the 3D printed discs that like Joe Pulsoni.
Oh, that's fun because otherwise it sounds awful. Like I extruded my disc. All right, I'm good with yes based on that 3D printed company.
Sure.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
What 3D printed company? What are you talking about?
The company that does the 3D printed discs. I don't.
I
You
couldn't
know
tell
the
you.
one, Pat.
No, I don't.
I don't either know the name of it.
I watched a video in Elevation. They used 3D printing to make the prototypes and then they send them off to be made. But we were looking for Print Practical December 4th, 2023.
Of course.
Yes, that's the one we meant.
All one word is
the
like
name
there's
of
no space between Print Practical. All right. I got 10-7 going into the
Yes.
last question. Pat and Evan, question 6-1 or question 6-2?
Don't much matter.
Well, if you get them both, you can win.
Oh, for sure. We got to get the first one.
Is it Dormy? Is that where we're at?
it. Almost.
Oh.
You can still win.
We're
Okay.
almost at.
Well,
Well, no,
we're
they have
close
to get this
it.
right, so they kind of have to win this one. So I think they're Dormy, yeah.
Dormy sounds right. Yeah.
You can't lose in Dormy either.
Yeah, and Dormy,
Yeah, no.
the most you can do is split the match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pick. It doesn't matter.
Let's go with one, please, Pat.
All right, question 6, category 1. In the 1986 sci-fi comedy Short Circuit, what word does the sentient robot number 5 repeatedly demand more of from books and television to satisfy his endless hunger for knowledge? In the 1986 sci-fi comedy Short Circuit, what word does the sentient robot number 5 repeatedly demand more of from books and television to satisfy his endless hunger for knowledge?
Definitely not seen this.
No, I haven't not seen it in a long time, but I've definitely seen it.
Pat, how old were you in 1986?
Unborn
Ouch.
by 6 years.
Okay. Evan?
I was a 5-year-old Mets fan.
All right.
Short Circuit, the robot is Johnny 5. Johnny 5 is alive.
Damn.
And the answer is either, and I don't know, it doesn't matter, I guess, if we don't get it right, but it's either like data or information. I want to say, or maybe it's something else, but it's along those lines. He keeps saying more whatever.
More
He's like,
data.
yeah, and maybe it's data because he does have that like robotic voice. Something like that. If you like either of those, I don't know. I can like almost picture it, but not quite.
I like data. I mean,
Yeah.
information's not bad either. Would data fill out a reasonable category for you?
I can't answer that.
Okay. Let's go data. I feel good about that.
Okay.
You guys agree?
We agree.
Congratulations, Randy, Joe, and Alex. But in the 1986 sci-fi comedy Short Circuit, what word does the sentient robot number 5 repeatedly demand more of from books and television to satisfy his endless hunger for knowledge?
What category number is this?
This is 1.
Should we just say what they said? The other
information.
one. Information.
I mean, we don't need it to win, so we might as well. If we don't have a good answer, we might as well just get it done.
We're going information, Pat.
We were looking for input. Finish
More
Line
input.
Discs, October 27th, 2025.
That's a fun movie. It probably doesn't hold up very well, but I remember it being fun.
No, it's bad.
All right, final question. This is just your walk-off, Randy, Joe, and Alex. In microeconomics, what term refers to the total quantity of goods and services produced by a company, industry, or an entire country over a specific period of time? In microeconomics, what term refers to the total quantity of goods and services produced by a company, industry, or an entire country over a specific period of time?
GDP.
GDP is what I thought of. Yeah.
Yep.
You guys agree?
GDP. Yep.
We're looking for output.
Oh,
No.
we don't get a chance to steal, so I can say that the category answers are all mirrors of each other.
Yeah.
They're opposites.
You got a secret bonus point because we didn't talk about it, but yes, we had whisper and scream, landing and launch, lockdown and breakout, impact and dodge, intruder, extruder, and input and output. Neither category had a theme. It was the categories combined. Each
Love
question
that.
was the opposite of the other.
Yeah,
Nice
as soon as you said output, I was like, oh, yeah.
Very clever. I didn't get it until extruder, so I don't feel that smart.
So congratulations, Randy, Joe, and Alex. I thought I'd try that. You guys like it or no? Horrible.
No, that
No,
was
I thought
fun.
it was great. It's definitely.
Okay.
I wish I'd picked up on it sooner.
Wish I wasn't dumb.
In a way, Evan, giving you guys first guess is harder because you have to get the one
Yep.
and then they get the opposite.
Well, at one point, the categories, we had answered more in one than two, I think. So we could have gotten back on track there.
Yeah, that could have helped, but
No, it was fun because I'm used to looking at the category, like the answers vertically to figure out how they're connected instead of horizontally.
that's my job
which
is to mess with your heads. So I'm glad it
This
worked.
guy still got tricks up his sleeve.
Hey, you never know. Any birthdays coming up?
I think Kat Chacha's is tomorrow.
She's the best.
Matt Pappas is today. Recent birthdays, I got Sparky Spalding. Yeah, Kat Chacha the 14th. Dan Weinstein is a Long Island guy.
Justin Frey. He's on Monday, a week from today.
I recognize that name. Anything else before we go? Pat, what did you think? This is basically what we do every week. We dick around for 3 hours.
It was awesome. I was nervous at first, and then I just sat in the couch and was like, this is chill.
Yeah. Were there any Summer Battle Royale matches?
No, but Brendan just posted maybe an hour ago. At least we got on. He posted the updates of the brackets.
I think Tim said in a group chat that he scheduled his match with Jeff for Friday, maybe.
Okay, that's cool.
We'll see if that happens.
Well, thank you, Alex, Petatat, Corey, Tim, Randy, Joe, and Evan, and Sweet Up Hudson.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks,
Great
guys.
night, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming out, Pat.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a question for Alex. I think I can walk into the kitchen. I won't have any problem. You're kind of a snob when it comes to bevies. So this is what I'm going to do. I got no Miller Lights. I got Barks root beer, and then I have, some Bacardi, some Jack Daniels, some tequila, some Fireball, and some vodka. What's your choice? Oh, and some peanut butter whiskey, apparently. Yuck.
I don't know.
Fireball it is. Thank you for answering.
I don't drink a lot of root beer, so I don't really know which would go best with that.
All of it. Well, no, not all of it. Any of it.
You could make an interesting Long Island iced tea with like root beer and vodka and rum and tequila.
Oh, I didn't think about mixing.
What, were you just going to drink straight one of those things?
Well, with the root beer, yeah. I'm just going to dump this Fireball in with a can of root beer, and we're going to be good. I call this a podcast mulligan because I might need one. A mulligan on something I say. No, just kidding.
That's what editing's for.
No.
Go ahead and start. Well, actually, I got to write down who's here. I got to hit mute so you guys don't hear how slow I type. Am I the only one here who actually took typing classes on a typewriter, like in high school?
In high school, yes.
Okay.
I did use one in, I think it was elementary school. They had some, but high school was all computers.
Oh, no. The only typing class I ever took was like 8th or 9th grade. And mind you, it was like one of the, like a fancier typewriter, if you can call it that.
I think when they opened the computer lab, I was in 5th grade, and it was the old school, like gray Macintosh.
I was going to say, you said computer lab. We had a room that had like 3 of those really tiny screened Macs in it. you know?
Yeah, no, ours had like 10, and then when you get to high school, it was like the library had them all lined around the outside and stuff like that.
All right, after that waltz down memory lane, we can get going.